Hello, UFOs. It's your boy King Wakata, and we out here today. I'm in the middle of doing some stuff, so give me a second, and we will be right with you with today's space. I guess only white people can tell the truth about UFOs, huh? Got it. Kimby McKimby's, what's up, G? I was getting my iPad and shit setting up. Give me a second. Well, what's up with you, son? Yeah, I am not happy with this visceral reaction these motherfuckers is having. Like, you got some dude that says he's in jail and he's a whistleblower and everybody's willing to listen to the motherfucker. You got uh you got a bunch of motherfuckers that come out and tell you they've been here and been there, and nobody questions this shit. Everybody's cool, let's listen to what they got to say. But a motherfucker that did bodyguarding says he had a weird interaction in 2012 with somebody that he didn't take, and somehow automatically lying, automatically full of shit. There's no way this guy, we can trust him. But the motherfucker that's in jail for robbing banks and trying to fuck kids or whatever, yeah, sure, that guy, we gotta listen to him. Doty said he's legit, so he's gotta be legit, right? The fuck out of here. I'm rolling my blunt, guys, so give me a second. Oh, shit. Cat is fighting. Hello?
Hello?
Can, can you hear me? You sound far away, bro. Hold on. Let me get my little thing. Might help me augment it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my Bluetooth headset that sucks. If you can hear me, or I'll switch to a different one.
Yeah, I heard something about Bluetooth. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Hold on.
All right, is this better?
Yeah. It's also my phone. I don't know what's wrong with the shit, man. It used to be a lot louder. Then all of a sudden, it's not loud no more. I don't get it.
Yeah, I had the same exact problem with spaces of my phone. Sometimes even the volume won't make it go up or down.
Yeah, son, I got bad hearing, so I need my shit to be dumb loud.
Dumb loud. I gotta steal that.
I just want to say that the people who take anything Charles has to say seriously are not the people who are doubting the mummies.
Dude,
Huh?
do I need to leak some DMs right now?
What?
I got a guy in my DMs on UFO intros being like, "Hey, do you want to host a space for this whistleblower Charles guy?" I'm like,
Who's Charles?
the fucking guy in prison. Like,
Oh, God.
I'm tempted to fucking put that in this nest right now. Cause it was like, are you serious? Absolutely not will I have him on my show.
Yeah, bugged out.
I don't understand how his cell phone hasn't been confiscated yet with the sheer number of people who have reported him already.
It's because he's not really in jail, man.
Yes, he is, bro.
I don't know. I don't believe it.
All right, look at his profile picture.
I
In the
mean, that's
initial,
cool.
oh no, hang on. The initial picture that, like his profile picture, in the initial space that Grider hosted with him, Mendy posted a comment showing he's wearing exactly the same prison outfit as the in Maryland, the normal prison outfits from there.
jail has changed. I don't know how motherfuckers got phones in jails.
I just don't even know why we're talking about the guy, right? Like he was like vouched for by fucking Doty, so automatically, who gives a shit?
You know exactly how they got phones in jail. It's the guards who sneak them in.
Nah, Sunday, my man's was telling me, he just came home. He was talking about they got tablets in there. This motherfucker was texting me from jail. I could not believe my fucking face.
We have those in North Carolina too. The tablets are really stripped down though. You can only listen to music, watch movies. You can't access social media or the internet with them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, who gives a shit? But this guy legit DM'd me last night wanting me to have him on intros. It's just like wild.
Was it Charles who messaged you or someone else on his
No,
behalf?
it's someone else.
Why the fuck?
That's why that account is shadow banned now.
I mean, I like Grider, whatever. I had Grider on there and I got his side of it, but that's as far as I'm going on that fucking rabbit hole.
King, I hope you know that no one in this community really takes that dude seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like all the serious people don't. Some people just like, oh, a famous UFO person. Yeah, I'll fucking have him in my space. You know, they're just that desperate for clout or whatever. But the serious people don't even care about that guy.
I don't know. Whistleblow me. Probably does.
How about what's up with Big Homie? How come nobody wants to take his? And I'm gonna tell you guys why I think there might be a nugget of truth in there. The
Wait,
words,
who's Big Homie?
yeah, CC,
The bodyguard guy?
yeah.
Can you continue, Wakata? What are you talking about?
There's this gentleman, Big CC. He's a celebrity bodyguard. He was doing a show on No Jumper, right? And dude, the fucking interview's like an hour, I think, hour and some change, I think. And this is literally towards the end. It was probably like 2.5, 3 minutes worth of the whole thing. That's one of the things I feel like he might have been, explaining something that actually happened. Now, there are, for me, a couple things that could be. He could have been used to disseminate disinfo, right? We know they do that. They go to different areas and tell people weird shit. Yeah, to me, the way he told the story, it didn't sound like somebody that I would be talking to outside, trying to gas me, trying to tell me a story. It was very matter of fact. It was the wording he used. He knew there was a difference between, like, he spoke about the Pentagon ID, but when he spoke about Elizondo, he straight called him CIA. Where I'm from, everybody that's involved with government is CIA. The Pentagon, to where I'm at, is just a building. So, like, when he showed me a Pentagon ID and things like that, those are small details that stand out because it's not really things that belong in the lexicon like that. You understand what I'm saying? Blow the whistle.
Is that real? Who was that?
My hand is up.
Go ahead, Moody.
Thank you. I was just asking about the title.
Oh, yeah. You know how I get down.
What's
Shock
up with that?
value.
That's what it's for?
Well, it's also, I don't like the reaction people are having to Big Homie CC.
And Big Homie CC is...
He's a celebrity bodyguard. He was just on Adam 22 on the No Jumper podcast. And he spoke about him having a meeting with somebody that was allegedly from the Pentagon, had something to do with maybe NASA or something like that. But he showed him some pictures and stuff and told him that the moon is being occupied. Now, the thing is, that wording, that's a very militaristic wording. The moon is being occupied. That's not the type of wording we use down here in the hood. Occupying something is not in our lexicon. So that's literally a word that somebody said to him describing a situation. So he used the same word told to him.
Wait,
and
so
what?
was he on the vetted podcast? Like, did Patrick interview him?
Not yet.
Drunk people. Yeah. So what was his ethnicity, I guess?
Oh, Big CC is a black man.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I did the title, because everybody's like, oh, he's full of shit and all that. I was like, oh, so if motherfucker ain't white, he can't be telling the truth.
Bullshit.
You'll be alright. But yeah, I just feel like the story might not be as bullshit as people think it is. Like, I feel like he definitely met somebody and spoke with somebody. Now, could this person have been being targeted with disinformation so he can go out and talk about it? And this is 2012. So it's not like, he held it in for 12 years to run the long con. You know?
I guess it just doesn't matter. What are we supposed to do with that info? It's just like worthless. Okay, one more person sharing a story. I believe him. I believe he probably had this experience, but that doesn't mean that whoever was talking to him was telling him the truth.
Right.
Or had the facts straight. Like, it's just a hand-me-down story from over 10 years ago. Nothing we could do with it. Nothing extra that we could investigate. What's the point, really?
Well, Michael Salas just said that what this guy said was very similar to what somebody he was writing for had said.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between these stories, but again, like, who cares? What do we do with that?
I mean, dig into it. Like,
we talk about.
Dude,
huh?
Okay, look, this community digs into everything. How often does that digging lead to any payoff or any actual solid nuggets of gold anywhere?
Well, yeah, nuggets of gold, like finding out Doty was full of shit when they dug into it. Finding out whistleblower guys full of shit when they dug into it. Like, yeah, we dig into people, find out.
Oh, what's up, Mass? Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
I can see you forever, Matt.
I'm around. Yeah, I saw the title here and I had to come in, and then I heard your explanation for it. Dude, it has nothing to do with race, man. Like,
I know.
people say
Listen,
shit all the time, and
don't lose your shit. I did it on
we
purpose.
roast everybody for this stuff. It has nothing to do with the guy being black, man. That's all I gotta say. I just had to come in because of this title. What the fuck are we doing?
I know.
We can't even separate race from anything, and we're trying to fucking talk about UFOs and fucking aliens and all this shit. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm already angry this morning. I'm fucking already angry this morning. But you guys have a good one. I just had to come in here and be like, what the fuck, dude? What are we doing? What are we doing? You guys have a good day.
All right, man.
Bye, Mass.
It worked like a motherfucker, didn't it? Yeah, you all got clickbaited.
What?
Not really, but you got clickbaited.
You don't fish anybody, okay? You don't know any fishing techniques, okay? You don't know, okay? I know.
Hey, whistleblow me. How do you feel about Grider?
He probably thinks Grider's a great man. But yeah, that's all. I just think we should, and he's supposed to be doing an interview with Patrick to talk about it. Because the dude, I mean,
I don't think it's an interview. I think Patrick is just playing the video.
No. Patrick sent them an interview, and homeboy he posted yesterday to Vetted, we should link up or like check your inbox and shit like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we'll probably get a little bit more context to it. And I don't know, man. I would definitely try to pick some pictures from the people who were like Greer's 2012 team for like disclosure and see if he recognizes any of those motherfuckers.
Oh my God, please no.
Huh?
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why?
Hey,
okay, so let me tell you something, Graduate. If I show you a bunch of pictures of motherfuckers and I don't tell you what their jobs is or none of that, and he points at a motherfucker that actually worked for NASA and all that, what does that mean?
What is that? Like, what type of question is that, man? Like,
okay, so I'm telling you, he says he spoke to somebody that was supposed to testify or something like that in 2012, right? So let's say we get him all of Greer's peoples, right? The people that he brung, the quote unquote whistleblowers Greer had. And he ends up pointing at one of them like, oh, this the guy I spoke to. And the guy he spoke to is somebody that actually works with the stuff that he was shown, or like in that
Let's do it.
realm.
Let's do it, because there's only one guy, and you know that guy's dead, right? The guy from Greer's like 2001 panel. There's only one guy that fits that. It's something Wolf. I was just looking him up this morning, and
also,
the guy's dead. The guy got hit by a tractor trailer when he was on his bicycle back in 2018.
Carl Wolf?
Carl Wolf, there we go.
His testimony is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he also got hit by a tractor trailer.
Yeah, listen, let's ask these questions. I have no problem with it. And
okay, let's do it. Let's get a lineup. Yeah.
And I want to look into that guy that Michael Sala was talking about. Whoever that is.
Yeah, why don't we look into the Easter Bunny and the fucking Hindenburg while we're at it too? You know, fucking the Ark of the Covenant, let's look into that too.
Right. Grider doesn't like looking into a black man's claims.
Dude,
yeah.
You're the only one making this about race.
No, Kraft, man, he's right, dude.
You better cut it out right now, young man.
This is the most truthful thing I've ever heard King say,
It's bait.
Yeah, Grider doesn't like me because I'm white.
What?
Yeah, I hate
you're white.
Yeah, white people, the white devil. Yeah, the white devil. Are you kidding me? I'm from the streets.
El Gringo Malo.
Shit, they call me White Lightning, because I'm in the dark of night, but I'm, I don't know. I didn't think this. I didn't think this all the way through. All right, the whole point is
Mira.
I'm not a fucking racist.
Mira.
Right? Yeah, Mira. Yeah, there we go. Mira. Yeah.
Kraft, tell them what's the difference between Mira and Meta.
Sure. I'm not sure what meta means.
There's a difference when we're saying it. Like Mira, look over here, and then when you get pissed off, Mera cabrón.
Oh, yeah. Okay. In that context, yeah.
It's like the Mira disappears and it just turns into an E. It goes from Mira to Meta. Kimball, your hand is up, good brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm white, so
you're white. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Nick, I thought you was like dark chocolate.
I'm definitely racist. I'm just saying, like, it's so crazy to me how like people will believe all sorts of narratives, and then like it's a black like bodyguard, and they're like, no, definitely false.
They say that all
like,
I think the blowback against that guy isn't so much against him. It's the edited video where they purposefully put in the Elizondo part.
Yes.
That's the blowback, not the original video.
Yeah, and everybody is automatically, it has to be bullshit. And I really, motherfuckers need to find out who that account is so we can give him a good tongue lashing.
But it's not because he's black. I mean, bro, it doesn't matter who it is. If they're coming in here spewing some bullshit or something that gives us something to be skeptical about, we're going to look into it and question it. Doesn't matter if he's black or not. Bro.
It does. It does.
No, it doesn't. Are you black? Do you know?
I'm just saying, like,
that was fucked up. But
listen to Jason's Stan's story. Like Jason's Stan's story is fucking wild, right? But
hold on, real quick.
Plenty of people buy into that.
Quick.
I'm just saying, like,
don't start in
just because it's crazy doesn't mean it's false.
Yeah, listen, we have a few people in here. I want to let everybody know. My title is tongue in cheek, but it is based on what is happening with this new bodyguard guy. That's all. It's tongue in cheek. Because I see people pouring in here like, what the fuck is going on? No black people allowed in UFO community? No, it's not that. I'm very clickbaity. All right?
Wakata hates white people.
No, he doesn't.
I guess.
No, you don't.
I only hate people that look like Kimball. Nah, Kimby's my guy.
Welcome to the club.
I mean, maybe if he wasn't drunk at like 7, 8 in the morning, I think people would like him a little more.
All right, let's not go around that road, ladies and gentlemen. Shit.
I'm just being skeptical. Damn.
All right, I almost passed out on that one. Shit, that went to my head. But do you think the Michael? Let me find this shit again. The Salas guy, because what I want to Like, when was there there was a hearing in 2012 though, right? For, I believe it was Greer stuff, right? It says, where is this guy at? Where the fuck are you, Mr. Salas? Hold on. There you go. I got him right here. It said, what this celebrity bodyguard was told about people living on the moon and at the bottom of the ocean matches the testimony of JP, pseudonym, who I wrote about in U.S. Army insider missions. So it's things like that that makes me wonder.
Is
That's
that the
all, man.
4chan post?
I don't know. That's Michael Salas. I just threw it up there in the nest.
Yeah,
I
Don't
don't
take
go on
anything
4chan.
seriously off 4chan.
testimony about the bottom of the ocean shit is some LARPer from 4chan.
No, because they've been talking about that before. Even Tim Gallaudet spoke about USOs and shit.
USOs is different than bases on the bottom of the ocean. That recently made the rounds from some 4chan LARPer.
Oh no, that's been around for ages though.
Well, Tim Gallaudet specifically was asked, what experiences have you had that have made you reach this conclusion? And he specifically said the only personal experience he's ever had was seeing that email from one of the videos be deleted from whatever server they had. That's the only experience he's ever been exposed to. His beliefs come from exactly the same place everyone else's does, which is the UFO.
Crapbeard, you only trust Gallaudet because he's white.
Yeah, fucking weatherman for the Navy.
No, but he did say he's seen a video, right? The video of the creatures working on a ship or something.
No, he
under
did
the
not.
water.
He most certainly did not.
Or he said that he's heard of one, right? Either one.
Yeah.
He's seen or he's heard of one.
Yeah, that's reliable information right there.
I mean, but okay. So, do you guys think people of Gallaudet's stature just make shit up for the fuck of it?
No,
like, seriously,
man. How many times do I have to say it's not about liars? There's many liars in the community, of course, and we should all keep track of the number of times we've been lied to. But the main place my mind goes to is not this person's lying. It's this person is relaying secondhand information. There's a million different ways in which that information can be contaminated. Either the person he heard it from is lying, or the person he heard it from was shown a fake video that he thought was real, and then he told Gallaudet
But
about
you
it.
see how my issue is, it always comes back to, oh, somebody's lying.
Not always. No, people misidentify things. So, like, look at the number of videos. No, wait,
Come on.
let me finish my thought, please. How many videos get posted on Twitter on a daily basis that end up being debunked? Lots, right? Throughout history. Lots of them look initially, persuasive. And then eventually if someone finds out where they came from, or they were hoaxed, or they were just a misidentification. But in that meantime, how often does it get spread around and people take it seriously and believe it's a genuine thing? Why do you think that people like Gallaudet are in a better position to identify if a video is legitimate or not based on his qualifications as a weatherman? And I'm saying weatherman like only because I don't remember his exact title, but it's not meant to be derogatory. But people like him, people like Elizondo can be fooled.
It
People
is
like him and
derogatory.
Elizondo.
Very much so.
Well, again, if meteorologist for the Navy, head meteorologist, is that what it is?
I mean, you tell us. You're the one that can't remember the title.
That doesn't make sense. The point is, these people are just as likely to misidentify and be fooled by the same videos that we all see on a day-to-day basis. It is not about lying. They are prone to the same errors we all are. And oftentimes what happens is people in high positions who are fooled by a video are taken more seriously in virtue of their rank and status. But that doesn't mean that they're more reliable or credible. People like Gallaudet don't have any fucking scientific training that allows them to assess the reliability of a video.
Really, but you do. And real quick, Tim Gallaudet is an American oceanographer and retired Rear Admiral in the United States Navy.
Okay, there you go. Oceanographer.
And a Rear Admiral. So that's not nothing to sneeze at. There's not a lot of skin left on that bone after Rear Admiral in the Navy.
Yes, but fucking rank is not a replacement for evidence. Like when you
let me tell you,
in oceanography, do you know what oceanography studies?
I don't care because
You should care.
that's not the point of it, my good brother.
It kind of is though. Like Crapper is trying to treat it like it's nothing, but
Drunk.
honestly, like I would trust a meteorologist about what's in the sky over most people.
No,
So if this
oceanography.
guy's an
Yeah,
oceanographer and he knows what's in the ocean and he sees shit that is anomalous, sorry,
but
but
he
I'm gonna
has
trust him on
seen
that
shit
more than
that's
most people.
anomalous. He has said it in his by his own admission. He hasn't seen anything except that email that was there and then suddenly wasn't there. Everything else comes from secondhand information and you reading UFO lore.
That's a
Oh,
gross misstatement, but
That is,
we
you
got
listen
hands.
to him in the interviews. I just listened to an interview of him a week ago. He literally says this himself. He has not had any experiences or seen
Yeah,
anything
but
himself.
he definitely said that he's seen the videos in the email chain, right?
Yes, and it's one of the 2017
All right.
videos.
So you're telling me that when he seen the video, he didn't know what he was looking at. Somebody that deals with the ocean,
Dude,
somebody else would know more than that. That's my thing.
dude. The video we're talking about is one of the videos that came out in 2017 in the New York Times article. And it's not the video itself that even persuaded him. It's the fact that suddenly it went missing.
All right, all right. Who I don't know. Science Bob, and then we'll go right down. Science Bob's Disclosure and Moody. Come on, let's get in here.
Okay, I was at first, but never mind. 2 points. Um, in addition to the fact that he saw the 2017 videos, he didn't make any comments till they came out later, and his comments were influenced by all of the metadata that was on the screen in the videos with his knowledge of the instrumentalities used. That's number one. Number two, Tim Gallaudet was a whole lot more than an oceanographer. He was also the director of NOAA, in which he had access to lots of satellites with cameras and other instruments on them, and also under Space Act agreements that are influenced by DoD, not allowed to talk about some things they see on those satellites. Principally, it's for not divulging information about secret operations that governments do. But it could be other things. I'm telling you, he is a lot more than a
Sure, but he
weatherman.
hasn't even alluded to other things that he has seen. He was specifically asked, and he said it's this video that came out in 2017, and it was wiped from the server. He hasn't even alluded to, and there was some other stuff that I've seen that I can't talk about. He has never even claimed that.
All right, let's go right down the list. Disclose.
Hey guys, yeah, I just wanted to point out, and I kind of agree with what everyone's really saying. And there's black and white on either side. I'm not meaning that in a race thing. But when you think about the type of person Tim Gallaudet is, his stature, do you really think that he would make a public announcement, or not really announcement, but he would speak publicly about something that he wasn't at least 95% sure was accurate?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I do not.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
story
I
are you
agree with
talking about
Science Bob.
exactly? Like, are you talking about the orb story?
I'm talking about the I wouldn't say stories, but what he's mentioned about the phenomena. Do you think he'd come out
Sorry
publicly and
guys, I
talk
just
about
popped in after, like, I had to take my headphones off for a minute to talk to the pest control guy.
Has he?
Oh, you forgot to use your voice changer, bro.
Has he even seen orbs himself?
Oh shit. Yeah, it was Tim Gallaudet who said that he saw 8 orbs, golden orbs, at a site of I think it was a helicopter crash in Australia, where 8 special forces soldiers died, I think. Yeah, but they were probably parachuted.
And look, that's not the only. That is not the only thing. The things that I know about, is Tim has been on submarines, and including the same submarine I had a USO on. We were 10 years apart, both on the USS Hampton. That's number one. And number two, he's exposed to information from the myriad other people who have seen things on the surface or heard things underwater with instrumentalities that are carried on the boats. It's a lot more than he saw a friggin' video that got wiped off a
Sure.
classified
Why won't he
computer.
say that in interviews? And what is the evidential value of whatever he has seen behind the scenes that he can't talk about for us? You are a scientist. You know how science works. If you went to a scientific conference in a room full of scientists and you told them about the things you've seen, but you provide nothing for them to chew on, what is it that you expect their reaction to be?
He has provided something though, Kraft. He did the white papers on USOs. He helped put that together.
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Let's let
They're
Moody
racist.
jump
Why do they
in.
call them white papers anyways, you know?
Moody, jump in.
How's it
I
They're
going,
believe.
boy?
white papers, but
So much racism.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
just
Moody. It's not you.
just let me finish. For God's sakes. Okay, so the thing is like this whole like, oh, that's racist, and trying to make it out of like a joke or something. Because I notice like Kimball does it a lot, stuff like that. It's just really, really strange. Like, that's not
The
funny.
space is named. Look at the name of the
No, y'all
space.
were doing it in the other space too. Shut your mouth. I am speaking. So the thing is that I've noticed it. I've observed it in more than one space, not just this one. And the fact that y'all keep doing that is just very strange. So it's just like, could you not? Could
Would
you
you like me to change the
not?
title, Moody?
Could you please?
I have
I
never
got you.
seen I haven't seen any of this. Like, are you talking about who specifically are you saying
Of
is being
course, no
racist?
one ever sees what they're in, but it's okay because I have. And it's just really weird. So could
Well,
we
then call it out
please?
when it happens.
I
What you're doing
just
right now,
did.
and we're changing it. Yeah, and so we're changing it. You know,
Oh, God.
like
All right.
but I haven't seen anybody talk about race until now, really. You know, and that's in a joking way, but
Oh,
we understand. Like, I hear you, and I won't. You know, I'll adjust my future behavior.
Well,
yeah, it's a
for
lack of.
me, Moody, it was just I wasn't happy with the visceral reaction, but definitely I was clickbaiting though. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
can I just
Yeah,
go?
well, yeah.
Can I just ask Science Pop again? What do you expect us to do with these stories? What is the evidential value and weight of them? From us who are on the outside, we haven't seen whatever it is that you have seen. I trust you. I believe that you've seen something, but you can't tell me about it. You can't write about it. You can't share much about it. What, from outsiders' point of view, do you think we should do by being told these stories? Do you think that it is rational for people like us who have not seen whatever it is that you claim to have seen to conclude the same things you want us to conclude on the basis of your firsthand experience? Do you think that's a rational approach to claims?
I think it's a personal approach to claims, irrespective of
No,
rationality. Because I have people, big dude, I just plain totally disagree with you. That's the end of the comment
rationality
I'm
is
going to
not
make.
subjective,
It's
Science Bob.
but it has,
Reason is not subjective.
dude.
Yeah, but Kraft.
I didn't say reasoning was objective. I do expect it to be based on rationality. But your interpretation of what Tim Gallaudet and I say, but based on what you've been given, is not
I
objective.
Right. I
It's
have been given
personal.
what he
I
says in
didn't.
interviews himself. Now you're coming along saying he has seen more than he has shared with us. Okay. Why should I believe that? I believe you. I don't think you're a liar. But again, what should I do with that information? He's not talking about it. He's sure hell not sharing any data. I know that he probably can't. But from an outsider's perspective, why would you encourage people just follow your own gut on this instead of telling them as a science communicator, use your reasoning and do not buy claims?
Oh, I don't disagree. I would not take any interpretation of the weird things that I have seen or Tim Gallaudet has seen as the literal interpretation of any kind of reality. I'm only stating these weird events that we are all interested in, that say Moody has seen or I have seen, have very little to do with racism or objective reality. They are what they are. They are interesting, and what action you should take from there is go investigate it to the best of your ability until you're satisfied or you're
Well,
sick of it. Now I got to go in
we
because I got
can't
a meeting.
investigate it.
Yeah,
That's the
King, thanks for
problem.
bringing this racism stuff up, by the way. Just want to thank you for all that.
Anytime. But I will say this real quick. In the USO paper that what's these people did? The Soul Foundation. He puts a lot of data and stuff about USOs in there. Maybe we should reread it again. But you know what it is, Kraft? When I see somebody of Tim Gallaudet's stature, when I see somebody of Carl Nell's stature leave their positions to do this, it tells me it's something there, because it can't be for money. These dudes already up in the $250,000
I
area a
agree with
year.
you. I don't think they left their positions. I think they retired. But again,
But you know what I meant, though. Like,
yeah, and again, I am not, you know me well enough by now. I don't ever take the approach of they're doing it for money. They're doing it because even though they know they're lying. That is not my take on almost anyone, except for a handful of people like Doty, Stephen Greer. Those are the few people I'm comfortable calling liars. These other people, I don't call them liars. I don't think they're lying. I think that they are sharing stories with us. We can't do anything with those stories. We are meant to take them seriously in virtue of their rank and stature. But that's not data, right? What are we expected to do with story after story after story?
well, it's not just story. These guys are using their knowledge to create these white papers for the Soul
Yeah,
Foundation,
I've got
which
the
they're
paper right
putting
here. Beneath the surface,
nice.
we may learn more about UAP by looking in the ocean, by Rear Admiral
Yeah,
Tim Gallaudet. Yeah, I've got it right here.
yeah. Read it, brother. It's actually I might actually do another thing on it. But yeah, he talks about a lot of data. He talks about the instruments we got and how we could use them. That's how I like somebody like him that knows how to use these instrumentation coming in like, okay, we can use this and this to see if we can find something. I think that's very valuable.
Yes, I agree with that. I mean, but the paper, you have to remember, the paper is not evidence of anything. The paper
No, it's not a
is
peer
teaching
review
us.
or no.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
paper
they're
is
just giving
talking
you
about
data.
how we could potentially find evidence using these instrumentations. It's not
Yeah,
data.
and he also, and in that same paper, he talks about stuff that he knows from the inside, and where he talks about the video that he's heard of, like little
That
things
he's
like
heard
that.
of. That he's
Yeah,
heard of, though.
no,
And
that's
you have to
okay.
think
But
about,
listen,
like, the sensor data, because if these guys are in submarines, there's all types of interference when you get down deep in deep waters that we're not even
yeah,
able to,
but you
that
think,
we have no
hold on,
knowledge of.
that's a simplistic view. You
Geomagnetic
think,
and all that?
hold on, but you think they wouldn't know how to phase some of this stuff out? You don't think, like, you know, we've been in the water with submarines for a bit now, a few years at minimum. I think we can figure out what gets in the way and doesn't. Moody, thank you for waiting. Hold on. Let's let you get in here.
Since we're like trying to verify and stuff like that, since we're, in amongst that energy, Craft, I have a question. I've been wanting to ask you for a while. Is there any way that you can provide evidence of the fact that you're an actual therapist?
Yeah,
Because,
sure. I can give you my therapy license number.
yes, please. Could you do that? Because I need to verify if you are or not.
Sure, if you promise not to share it around, because I'm not trying to get doxxed by, the hate groups around here. But I'll send it to you by DM.
Yeah, because I just asked other people, like, did they verify if you were a therapist or not? But they're running around, like, advising you to do things like, oh, have you talked to Crap? He's a therapist. And I'm like, wait a minute. Have any of y'all verified the fact that this man is actually who he says he is? Or y'all just kind
I
of rolling
have.
with the motion? And
I mean, I have.
literally, everyone I've asked did not do their research, so I have to do it myself.
I have. I have verified he is who he says he is, and he does work for the state that he says he does, in a prison system that he says he does. He is who he says he is. He's
I
he's
have to
all over
admit,
the internet. Yeah.
Kraft was my therapist while I was upstate. No,
Really?
but Moody, no, I'm kidding.
No, not really. No. They're in different states.
No, but
Yeah, Kraft is verified.
yeah, Moody. No,
Yeah,
I'm not saying
don't
he is
take, and
verified.
you
Get
don't,
the paper,
and I would
but
never
yeah.
ask you to take
Yeah,
his
don't
word
take my
for it.
word for it though.
So I'll send you the link to the clinic that I work for, and I'll send you, well, you already can see a video of me in my profile playing guitar. You can match that with the image on the website, and I'll send you my license number if you want.
I think I might do a session with Kraft. What type of felony do I got to commit to check you out, Kraft? I can slide through on you.
I only work with people in this specific jail, not generally in the state itself.
All right, so I'm gonna try to get to that jail. Give me a free
It's like
session.
cow tipping, or like what do you do down there? And
Probably armed robberies and shit.
What state are you in, King?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm actually in Philly, which is like Philly and Pittsburgh are the only blue counties or whatever. The rest is like redneck country in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Moody, I can't message you because your posts are protected. So if you can message me, I'll send it to you.
Okay, no problem.
Llama Llama, how are you?
I know about Craft's license number and everything, so it's verified by me as well.
But back to the conversation. I understand Kraft's point, like, oh, you're telling me this, but I can't see anything, and it is a tough spot, and I think that's why they do it. They tell you like, yo, they got it back there, it's hidden. I just can't tell you about it. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some of this stuff out the way, but they have said they are willing to testify in court. I don't know so much what we would get from Gallaudet, but I would rather see Carl Nell. Carl Nell has been around. He's been in some good places that would have at least knowledge of technology and be like, okay, this seems human. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation. Disclose.
Hey, yo. I just wanted to say, I think, I know there's scientists and there are disbelievers and there are all kinds of people on this platform, but I just wish a lot of us had more of an open mind about these sorts of things, and not just outright completely disavow, certain stories that pop up from pretty credible people. Yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. To be honest, Disclose, I was doing some slang shit you said.
Was that?
I said I was running back and forth, so I didn't really hear what you said. I'm sorry.
No, I just said, in brief, I just said, I wish people were a bit more open-minded and not completely, disavow, the idea of the phenomenon or just anything from the phenomenon.
Yeah,
I know there might not be evidence in inverted commas, but there is evidence in inverted commas.
Yeah, I think we are closer to getting some actual truth from the quote unquote government than we have in a long time. Comparatively, I feel like looking back and looking now.
Agreed.
Whistleblower. Whistleblow me, whatever.
yeah, hey, so you guys are really going to hate this new paper that came out, and you'll be seeing some articles. I've been able to find 5 of them so far, and it's from publications such as Newsweek and a couple of other subsidiaries of whatever parent corporation this is that owns those. I don't know which media corporation it is, but you can tell that it's the same corporation because the titles are almost identical between all 5 of these publications. And they've came out in the past 3 days, and basically the articles are about a paper called Equivocal Encounters, Alien Visitation Claims as a Societal Problem. And it's this guy named Tony Milligan, it's a scientific paper. It's an official paper, peer reviewed, whatnot. And the paper is basically, it's positing that, belief in UFOs and extraterrestrials is a national security concern, that we are a threat. People who believe in UFOs are a threat to society because it breeds distrust in government. It definitely undermines, according to him, it tends to undermine the scientific community, and it impacts like cultural astronomy. It affects the political system, and he basically just trashes everything about it. He even goes as far as to say that belief in non-human intelligence affects indigenous cultures. So this guy really went deep on it, and it's I'm going to post a link to the paper up in the
Yeah, I've
nest.
seen it.
And yeah,
I will tell you like this: if you had, I would consider us in their eyes a threat to national security. We're trying to expose the shit they've been lying about for years. And the fact that it was peer reviewed and all that does not surprise me and all that. They streamline anything when it comes down to shitting on things. Perfect example, the llama skull paper. They streamlined that because he put the llama skull argument in, the guy that wrote it. And we have DNA proving that it wasn't a fucking llama skull now, so we can put that to rest. But it just shows when you do things with a skeptical point of view, it gets streamlined. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Disclosed. The inside would want us to shut the fuck up and paint us as national security threats for trying to expose their secrets.
Yeah, we're over the target. We're right over the target. That's how I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I would expect more and more papers like this coming out, Grider. A lot more papers. But where is the science? How did they peer review any of this? Did he do any testing, any experiments on people, or any surveys to see the differences and see how it changes? They didn't do none of that.
it's a sociological paper. You know, it's like it's that type of science. You don't have to do much.
Yeah, it's a pontification. Look, I am a scientist. I have these titles, and I can say this because everybody will believe that I'm telling the truth. So, but yeah, they're coming. Not surprised. I mean, will they?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Who was that?
Oh, I thought someone had their hand up.
I don't see no hand. If somebody had their hand up, please shoot in.
Well, I wanted to narrow down something. Is there something in question here? Like, I feel like there's a kind of a debate going on, but I'm wondering, like, what's the claim at the heart that's being rejected or not being picked up, would you say?
As far as the UFO subject, that the United States has been studying and trying to reverse engineer and retrieve crash materials of vehicles of unknown origin.
Cool. And Crafter, I guess that's what you're rejecting too. I take you as the principal skeptic here in the conversation.
I don't reject it. I want evidence for it. Until there's good evidence for it, withhold judgment.
But how much, put it like this, if we go to court right now, we have enough people of status, enough people from the inside that have come out and said there's something here for us to, at minimum, get some type of indictment and trial going. Like, what?
Good luck winning that.
No, listen.
Well, I guess that's what I was. Sorry, King, of course.
No, I was just gonna say, like, that's my thing. If we were in court, we would have enough. Circumstantial to get some type of investigation going, and the government is refusing to do
Not
that.
really.
That's
Okay, here's a better analogy, because people love to throw out this court thing all the time. Suppose I can go to the sheriff's department right now and ask to speak to a detective, and I could tell them I've killed 5 people recently. I confess. They're not even going to arrest me unless they have, at a minimum, bodies, or at a minimum, some missing people that they can correlate my claims with. Simply saying I have personally killed people is not even enough to get me arrested, because they need a body. They need something beyond just...
You're missing important details.
Okay, go ahead.
You go in and say, yo, I murdered some people. And then You turn around and be like, yeah, Sergeant so-and-so and Captain so-and-so can vouch that I killed somebody. And they're like, okay, so where's the body, right? And the sergeant captain say, yeah, the mayor got it. He took it and put it somewhere over there. Wouldn't the police department then go to the mayor and want the body?
Yes.
What is this goofy
And so what happens when the mayor says, oh, that's classified, we can't tell you about
Well,
that?
that's the endless fucking circle jerk of you.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
circle jerk. Yeah.
Nothing ever comes from it. It's always, oh, I heard about it from someone, or oh, it's
Well, the
classified. I
problem
can't tell
is,
you about it.
Kraft. Well, the problem is, Kraft, that everybody stops right there. Why does nobody ever say, well, you guys are saying it's classified, so we know you got something over there, but you don't want to show motherfuckers? That's the issue.
But, well, this is exactly the same thing you would expect to find if what the things that are being classified are actually not ETs, but actually black tech programs, right? So
But it wouldn't work because we got evidence of these things in the 40s doing
yes,
things that we couldn't even dream
but
of.
we're talking about current day stuff. We can't do anything with those old claims anymore.
Nah, but no. But that's very supplemental because that shows it wasn't our tech. Now, today we could have things similar, but we know there was something there that is not ours.
Sure. I mean, what is it that you think we do at that point then? What is it? Obviously, I support, the UAPDA. Even as a skeptic, I want answers as much as everyone, but I'm not going to conclude because it didn't pass that therefore that's proof that they are hiding aliens.
Well, my thing is we are at a tough spot because we going up to the government saying, yo, we know you guys got this classified, put it out, and they're saying no.
Well, they can't.
And so
that's an unrealistic demand, right? How much of the classified stuff? So suppose that for example, Grush said he knows exactly where they're kept, right? Suppose he goes in a skiff and he tells them exactly the locations. Suppose that they go look and they come back and say, we found nothing here alien related. What's the next move that people like Rush and the ufology community are going to make? Oh, they move them, right?
no, I would say no. At that point, put everything out you guys got. That's it.
Everything. Are you insane? You can't do that.
Why not?
Because if you put out everything you guys got, that information gets to our enemies. We're not going to reveal all of the top secret shit we're working on.
Nobody's asking them to reveal the top secret shit, but if you guys got videos and things like that you're holding because they're classified documents talking about NHI and things like that because it's classified, if they're saying there's nothing there, then put them out because obviously they're fakes. It shouldn't be a security risk if you're putting out fake documents, right?
You just made a massive leap. You saying put them out. So the government says we've got nothing. And then your claim is, okay, well, if you've got nothing, then release the documents because obviously they're fake. You're assuming that there even are fake documents there to begin with.
Well, because, dude, okay, so you telling me the Wilson Davis memo, that shit is made up. You're telling me that that Elizondo, Corbell, everybody, Knapp, all these dudes have been passing around imaginary papers. So the documents and shit and all this, they're just it just doesn't make sense,
so
brother.
The Majestic 12
documents.
documents are absolutely our forgeries. The Wilson Davis memo, as far as I can tell, yeah, it looks like Eric Davis may have written them. That still doesn't tell us anything about whether or not the actual meeting ever occurred. It doesn't tell us anything.
Okay, so see, this is where it always goes down to. Oh, they're making it up, they're lying, or they don't know what they're looking at. This is the issue right here.
All right,
because you can't explain how in 1952 they have more than 50 radar hits of things going 42,000 miles per hour, as stated by von Braun.
Give me 1 second.
It just doesn't make sense.
I'm going to pull
up. We can't. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's going to pull up something. I'm going to give an important example with a real severe problem with the current whistleblower.
Did you actually read it properly, or are you going to change up what you read?
I'm talking about the current conversation with the whistleblower thing right now, the whistleblower question.
I've got the document here real quick. Can I share this, VC, real quick?
Yeah.
It's not even a document. This is exactly what Admiral Wilson responded. So he said, it's all fiction. I wouldn't know Eric Davis if he walked in right now. I'm not saying that sometime somewhere I never met Davis, but I certainly don't know him. I don't remember him, and I definitely did not sit with him in a car for an hour in Las Vegas. You may also see in those notes where I came with 2 other naval officers, a lieutenant and a lieutenant commander, and a petty officer who was driving the car. I was not even in the Navy then, and the Navy was certainly not ferrying me around in a car at that point. Those notes are really detailed. It's like somebody wrote a fiction piece, but it never happened. Trust me. There are so many things in these notes that are
Trust me, bro.
that are demonstrably inaccurate, and I don't know how I could prove it, but I haven't been to Las Vegas since 1979 or 1980. This is Admiral Thomas Wilson himself. So what is it that you expect? So he is straight up denying.
So why did he have a copy of these notes in his safe?
He didn't. It was
Yes, he did.
no.
That's how his kids found it.
No, that's not where they came from. They came from the astronaut. What was his name?
You're right.
I forget.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Edgar Mitchell.
Edgar Mitchell.
There you go. Brother, but you acting like, okay, so Malcolm is also lying, right?
Who's that?
When he came out and said Richard Bissell gave him an informal briefing about otherworldly technologies. So he's making that up too.
No, the guy seems very, very, very well respected. He obviously has a very awesome record. Again, I don't deny that what he's saying took place. Again, it's just that how are we in a position to know that what he was
No,
told
but the problem is you keep saying you believe that he actually had this conversation, but yeah, when I tell you there's other people that have information that points in the same direction of what Malcolm is saying, they're making it up. It's fiction. That's what I'm saying.
Name me the number of times I have said people are lying besides Doty, Stephen Greer, and a handful of others.
You just said Davis made up the memo.
I did not say Davis made up the memo. Admiral Wilson, the other name in that memo, is the one literally saying this is a work of fucking fiction.
Okay, and the guy that was working for the government is the guy that would deny it, correct?
They were both working for the government. Eric Davis still is a contractor with the government.
Okay, so you have 2 government workers telling you one or the other is lying. But yet we have supplemental evidence showing that there is something going on. Other
stories. It's always
other stories, right? But the problem is every time we get to the it's classified door, everybody turns around and looks at the UFO people like, oh, you guys are lying. What the fuck is wrong with knock the fucking door down?
I agree. Good luck with that, though.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous that to turn around when they say it's classified and everybody just turns around and be like, well, you guys are full of shit. How? These motherfuckers is telling you it's something in there. They're telling you it's classified.
And yeah,
we're telling you we have people having experiences, and we have other people from within the government since 1950 with Keyhole that have been telling you they're hiding something.
Okay,
y'all are kind of going back and forth. I got like
let me read something to you that I posted on my profile. This is from 1978 from UFO Report magazine. Okay, so they are interviewing a guy named Stringfield. He was a UFO researcher at the time. So he writes, Stringfield says, they indicate that on several occasions in the past 30 years, UFOs have crashed and the bodies of dead entities have been taken from them. The bodies have been examined and preserved. My sources described the beings as from 3 to 4 feet in height and of humanoid appearance. The magazine writer writes, now wait just a minute. That sounds like that old hoax from the early 1950s, the one that late Frank Scully wrote about in his long discredited book, Behind the Flying Saucers. Stringfield writes, I know, throughout the 1950s and 60s, I was one of the loudest scoffers when it came to stories of this type. For one thing, all the stories were fifth or sixth hand accounts, and it was impossible to get any solid information. And this is the golden nugget. But this is different. What I have been getting lately are growing numbers of reports from reliable military people who claim to have seen all of this firsthand. The magazine asks him, you have multiple witnesses attested to the same incident? He says, yes. For instance, I'm able to put the puzzle together for 1953 on data from separate sources. People who don't know each other, but they give me similar information about things they say they have seen. It all ties together incredibly enough. This is from 1978. 1978, 45 years ago, he claims to have had at least 24 sources back then. And in 1980, where's this one from? 1989, Jack Valet had said, I have tracked down Len Stringfield, who has been researched the dead alien angle for 12 years. He confirmed to me that in 1978-79, he was in touch with two doctors who allegedly did some autopsies, but he's unable to get anything from them anymore. They're retired, and they just won't talk. He claimed that he had no less than 37 first-hand sources who either saw crash discs or bodies, but none of that can seriously be documented. We have been fucking going around in circles for 45 years, if not longer, with the same claims. We've got whistleblowers. We've got first-hand witnesses behind the scenes. We can't tell you who they are. They can't give us anything except stories. Even after they die, nothing comes from it. How long is it before your bullshit detector starts blaring in as loud as possible saying, why do we keep putting up with the same horseshit? At what point do you see through the veil of horseshit that you've been fed for over 50 years?
There's one small difference, good brother. There is a person now that has went to the proper authorities and took all the whistleblowers they have. His name is David Grush. That is the only difference.
And what came from that? We've been told that they testified.
They're still investigating it, good brother. The ICIG is still an open investigation. We're about to have some hearings now. Maybe those are some of Grush's people. I don't know. But
yeah, and can I just
back then?
Yeah, I also just want to point out that I feel like Kraft, you kind of conceded a logical point that there is a active cover up, if true, on this stuff that makes it impossible to contribute the evidence that would be dispositive in the way you'd like as a part of the theory that this is a small elite game happening and you wouldn't have but stories and wouldn't be able to gain access to things through real measures of protection, such as, atomic classification, et cetera. And I guess I would just, say that, like, if we allow, okay, it is black tech, but we also say that there's historical phenomena, then what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's
that there is at the same time tubes and orbs and all that stuff, and maybe we made it all, but then there's also a historical conscious thing in the record that communicates as lights in the sky and stuff.
Yeah, it's not all black tech. Absolutely, it's not all black tech. Black tech is just one explanation for, I don't know what percentage of sightings that would even account for. It cannot be all black tech. I agree with that.
I'll give you even 60% of it being black tech, son. That's how high I'm willing to give away.
I was trying to make a point about a current whistleblower problem, that's ongoing. That's important to make too. And there could be cooperation, and this person, hopefully reported these people's names, but then he said they didn't, believe him or whatever, follow up on the report. So that's a problem. That's Jason Sands.
Oh,
When he heard that, let me finish just what I'm trying to say, and then you can come back. What I'm trying to get at is that when he heard the Graves and the Nordics over the phone call, which, by the way, was only one phone call ever, and there were three other people there because they went out, he said, as a team of 4. Well, he had the 3 other people to report to get.
And that phone call was from a top secret facility. Don't forget that part.
If 4 people total in his team and the other 3 witnessed it, and he should have given his names when he did his report, and that would give corroborating witnesses at least to the phone call. And then when he went out and met the Nordic alien on the weapons training range, he said I don't remember the exact number, somewhere between 8 and 12 people in this caravan.
He didn't go to meet somebody, son. See, this is where
he met them. The alien.
No, but you're making it seem like he went out to meet the alien. They didn't call him and said, come over here and meet me.
I said they were in a caravan going. I'm not recounting his damn story here, okay? I'm just trying to say where the incident happened. Out on a weapons training range. They were in a caravan between 8 and 12 people. Okay. So he had that number of other people with him to corroborate his thing with his account. Okay. So where is the report to that? You know, they rejected his report, he says, but he has these corroborating witnesses. So even when you have corroborating witnesses, and I assume sure as hell he must have given their names for them to check. Because if he didn't do that, then he
Well, we
completely
know
fucked
Arrow
up.
did a horrible job from the rip. They didn't even have Title 50 clearance.
Yeah,
So they
I'm
didn't
just
have the need to know to get read in on any of the projects.
yeah, but just my point is he had all these witnesses and still, nothing happened. So, what can I
Nothing
say?
that you know of. There's plenty of you guys understand that this investigation is still open, right?
No,
You
he
know that,
said
PC,
no.
right?
Well, no. I'm talking about in Jason Sand's case. He says his thing was rejected. They didn't do anything with it. He's very disappointed. Nothing happened. So I'm just saying he has all these corroborating witnesses and then nothing happens with his. That's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I don't know what's going on with that. And then just
So
to,
what? Hold on. So you fall on the side that it's not the government doing some funny shit. It has to be them.
well, I don't know who this, how reliable this Eric Davis guy is, but
Well, how reliable is the
apparent,
government?
apparent, the point is nobody will ever be satisfied. That's
That's
one
not
of my,
true. I'd be satisfied once
that's
this investigation gets done.
what
Listen.
invest,
I put my
what
chips on
you,
Grush. I've told everybody that.
okay. Well, I'm just trying to say you already have an example here with somebody with a lot of witnesses and nothing happens with his. He basically says his thing was rejected. So I'm just trying to
He,
say
listen,
that,
this you keep saying rejected. I swear that might be something you made up, that you heard him say something that you feels like rejected, because I know he says that he went over there and nothing happened. I didn't hear anything about him being rejected.
Oh, he was. We talked about it in JJ's space the other day. I asked him. So here's what I asked him. I told him for the Arrow investigation, Kirkpatrick said that typically every single person who came to him, there were typically two outcomes. Either the person didn't have firsthand information, so it was hearsay that he then would have to track down who the person heard it from, and or the second thing that he ran into is eventually it would bottom out at a handful of individuals who could not themselves provide anything substantive besides, their story. There was nothing. Eventually, it always bottomed up, and he always hit a roadblock. And I asked Jason, in your case, you're obviously not a second-hand source. You would be considered the first-hand witness. And I asked him, what do you think the roadblock was that Kirkpatrick hit with your case? And he said that the roadblock he thinks happened was Kirkpatrick uses the archivists for whatever they work to pull up the documents. And he said that the archivists themselves seem to have not been able to correlate certain program names with the story that Jason Sands was making. And Jason said, but if I had been there in those archives, I would have been able to provide them with the right documentation. So he blames the archivists for his story not being taken seriously or not having gone any further. He himself said this. It led to nothing by his own admission. And he says it led to nothing because the archivists made an error of some sort.
It's
well,
also led to nothing because
that,
Kirkpatrick didn't have Title 50 clearances,
Nope,
so
not in his case.
he had no
Not in his case.
hold on,
Not
he
in his
had no
case.
need to know.
Not in his case.
Even by his admittance, he would call him and be like, "Do you have this program and this
We're
program?"
talking about one
He
case.
had,
We're talking about one case.
huh?
We're talking about one case. That may be true for other ones. I don't care about that. We're talking about Jason Sands. And in Jason
Yeah,
Sands'
but
case,
that's the whole point. If Sands tells you, "Yo, I worked on this program and this program and this program," and Sands calls and Kirkpatrick calls, and he doesn't have the need to know, they don't need to tell him that's a program.
that's not.
yeah, but what you're missing here, the archivist, to me, that's silly. He has three other witnesses on
Brother,
the
that's
telephone
exactly
call,
what
and he,
Kirkpatrick says he
he
does.
and he
He
has 8
calls.
to 12 other witnesses. They
You
could have
don't want to
found
hear.
out if those people exist and talked to them. So this is the point. there's something totally screwed up here. That would
No, it's
corroborate.
not, brother.
That's
Do
a
you know how many
corroborating
people?
witness.
Do you
Yes,
know
you
how
love
many
to talk.
whistleblowers there
You
are behind the
love to
scenes?
bring
Let
up
me
the
ask you
court
something. Do you
case
know
and
how
talk
many
about the
how many
value
they
of
said?
witnesses.
Do
That's how
you
you
know?
always do, King. You
Listen,
just talk over me because you
no,
won't
yeah,
let me.
yeah, I'm gonna fucking talk. It's my motherfucking space. Go build your own shit. Relax. The fuck? You always spewing some fucking bullshit. You have been verified, and I've showed you literally how many times you hear something and say something totally different, brother. So it's hard for me to take anything you say at with any weight.
Well,
Nah, seriously, VC does it all the time. And what
yes, I
I'm saying,
observed the same thing. Yeah, that's why I said, well, oh well.
yeah,
Moody,
like dude, literally, Kirkpatrick said what he would do is he would call and be like, well, this person told me this, this, and this. Do you have this type of program? If he does not have the clearance level or need to know, they're gonna do to him exactly what he's gonna do to the next motherfucker. No, we've never heard of it, and he's gonna go like, okay, thank you very much, hang up, and then go and say like, yo, there's no such program. Don't worry about it.
hey,
That's literally what is going on.
can I ask Moody real quick if she can confirm or verify for the group that I confirmed it to your satisfaction?
I'm sorry if I hit a nerve, crap. I
No,
mean,
no,
just
you did it.
somebody being saying that they're a therapist, there's HIPAA laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just things like that, and it just makes me, very, suspicious. That's all.
No, I know.
Like it's not.
No, you didn't hit a nerve at all. I promise.
Oh, because you brought it back up and we already passed it. That's why I
No,
thought.
I just wanted, because I can't obviously send that information to everyone who is curious because I don't trust everyone. So I just wanted to see if you could, confirm it for anyone else who was wondering.
Well,
Yeah, I
there.
got it. I got it. I haven't digged into it. Haven't put my teeth in it. I'm not at my PC, so I haven't really dived deep into it. But I have glanced. But until I do, I won't say anything. Just keep my mouth shut.
Gotcha. And I don't blame you. I mean, I would want to know the same thing. So I promise you didn't hit a nerve.
Yeah, all I was just trying to say to corroborate Jason's story, there were all these witnesses. So the Kirkpatrick should not have rejected that. The archivist thing is absolutely ridiculous. They had all these people they could talk to verify that he was at that phone call when he heard it. 3 other people, and then 8 to 12 on the caravan, at the weapons train. That's all I'm trying to say. You like to say, King, there's witnesses, in a trial setting or something, and those count. So here you had all these witnesses to corroborate his story, and yet it's not acceptable to what happened, his case. I mean, he thinks it was rejected basically or completed. They're not doing anything more with his. That's what his impression is. So I'm just repeating back, his
Yeah,
interpretation of his outcome.
yeah, but my thing is that nobody seems to take into account that Arrow is literally been shown to not be working in good faith. Look at the historical report. Mellon shredded it. Like they haven't been working in good faith. So the fact that Sands went up there and all that and nothing happened, to me that just said they were just trying to get information to see what people knew.
Well, that's the point. Yeah, the UFO community here, those that believe them, want the whole thing, I guess, redone, and a whole new set of whistleblower laws and everything else. Good luck, with the election coming up. You might get something later on, maybe, but you can't keep coming back to the well that way. They're going to, then the whole community's, I mean, it'll just come to a stalemate. You really are already at a stalemate, but if you go back and try to change the laws and all that, it's going to be even more difficult if this last time doesn't work. If they even do it, then you're really screwed, because they say you came up twice and we did this twice, and they got a new guy now in charge of the department. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
who
Yeah,
took down fucking the Arrow Mill in his first fucking week.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, that it sounds to me like the objective that like Jason says. I think, and I don't know what the other people say, but he wants to have the whole thing changed. Yeah. Redone it.
Well, they're working on it. It's just like, oh, another thing that I remember. You know, Elizondo did a IC complaint, right? The same thing Grush and this guy did, and they didn't take his clearances. I was just from last time we was talking about that. He mentioned it in the Theory of Everything interview.
Yeah, I didn't think they took his clearances. I just what I
No,
questioned.
I was saying he was the only one that didn't lose his clearances. Grush lost his clearance, Sands lost his clearance because they did the complaint. But Lou did a complaint, and he still has his clearances.
Oh no, I mean the reason why Sands lost his clearance is all this talking he's done out on the spaces and everything. That's when he got fired. When he was out here talking about everything. You can't do that. If you talk to the people with these kinds of clearances, you just can't be talking about this stuff like that. He knew, I guarantee there's just no way.
You don't
Did
think
he
Lou has
verify?
been more public than Sands?
Did Sam say that because he was out in spaces talking to people, he got fired? Is that exactly what happened, or is that something you're assuming?
He's coming. He's
No,
deriving that.
it's other people that carry these same kind of clearances that know what you can and can't do publicly.
Okay, but did he
And
say that out of his mouth? That because he's in these spaces talking to people, that's the reason why he got fired. Is that what happened? Or is it just something you're assuming?
I am saying Jason knew this. He had to know this because
Okay, thank
he
you.
He's
had
Thank
these
dancing
you.
in
kind
Okay.
of
circles.
clearances because
He's
everybody's worried about losing these kind of
no
clearances.
brother, but you're
So,
not getting to the
and
point.
He's
you can,
not.
yeah, and you can
Sands never said those words out his mouth,
I
right?
didn't
Those
say
exact
he
words
said them.
never came out of.
I didn't say that. I said he
Okay,
We're
knew.
okay.
just
So
starting rumors,
but
bro.
you're saying it like he said it.
No. I'm saying he had to know that coming out and saying all these things, he put his security clearance at risk, and he got
Lou didn't
fired.
lose his security clearance.
He's got fired, and it's on hold now. He says he
No,
can't
he's
give another.
not. No, he's not. No, he's
Jason
not. He
says.
just said on the Theories of Everything podcast that he still has his clearance. What are you talking about?
Jason?
No,
I'm
you,
talking
oh
about
man, you
Jason.
playing around.
I'm talking about Jason all this
And I'm
time right
talking
now.
about the difference that Lou did not lose his clearances compared to Grush and Jason. So this whole idea, oh, Jason knew and all this, like, no, you're making that part up. You're putting that together with what you know and what you see. So you're like, well, he had to figure if he came out talking, he'd lose his clearances. That's not the same as saying I lost my clearances because I went out on the space. It's two very different things that you're saying, good brother.
Yeah, and I didn't say that Jason said that he lost his clearance because he came out. He
But
says
you're
that he
inferring it.
no, he said he got fired and his clearance is like lost. I mean, who knows what
Did
state
he
it's
say he
in?
get fired?
He just yes,
Did the word I got fired came out?
yes, he used the word fired.
Okay,
Okay,
just got to make sure with you,
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
VC, I'm not quite sure if I remember him saying that. I think the clearance was not renewed. I don't know if he ever said he was fired.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
he said he was fired in a recorded thing. He said that his story is
Put the link
something
in the
like
chat then.
his story is something like he was in a seminar or something and he didn't complete the work properly or some kind of thing like that.
That's
And
not getting
it
fired.
and at the no, well you let me finish. He didn't do it and he used the word fired. I lost maybe he said terminated. I think he said fired. It's the same thing. He lost his job immediately. They didn't give him
Nah,
any
see, there you go,
they didn't give
inferring
him any.
fired.
He lost it. He couldn't come back the next day. That's being
Okay.
fired. My
Okay.
God,
Well,
King.
King, I mean, VC and King, I think this could easily be clarified if we could find the space where he said that. I don't remember it, but I
Yeah.
haven't been in every space he's
Well,
talked at.
VC said he knows he needs to drop the link into the chat. Don't be stingy.
I'm not a researcher. I just asked him the
Mm.
question
Oh,
and he
he's not a
answered it.
researcher. He just pulls things out his ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, Kevin el Demente, what's up, G?
The space of the unbelievers, you already know.
You broke up a lot. Something
I hope
about
you guys
unbelievers. You sound like a robot, my guy.
rugged.
Yeah, you got that lag, son.
Yeah, VC, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, it's just
Kind
that's
of
why I
angry.
already go ahead. Disclose. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just joking around.
Yeah, hey Kel, close the space out and come back because you're lagging, and if you're talking, I can't hear you, son. But yeah, VC, this is the issue, brother. Like somebody saying one thing and then you be hearing the other. That's why I be hostile sometimes with you. I don't mean to be, but I already know, So I fucks with you, dude. You're a lot of talk, son.
Just use disclaimers when you're talking. Be like, I think that
Yeah,
this is blah blah blah, or
you should
you can
start every
deduce that this is blah 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 instead of like saying it as a fact, and then people
yeah,
won't
or
jump
just
down your
start
throat.
off with I'm not a researcher and I got shitty memory, but I think, and then you go.
Well, I'm incredulous that he, when I say I just can't believe, that's what I said. I just can't believe that he didn't know that he could lose his security clearance going out on spaces. That's what I said.
You shouldn't
There's
lose your security
that didn't say
clearances.
that,
Hold on.
so it's telling you what I think, that I'm just incredulous that this guy is going out and saying all this shit. And then the guy is, surprised.
Okay,
Got,
so
he lost his job and he lost his security clearance. It's
okay,
not
so let me
surprising to
explain to
other
you.
people that can't have these kind
Let
of
me
clearances,
explain to you.
you know,
When you
but
go through Dobser, they say what you're allowed to say. So if he went through Dobser and they say, okay, you can say these things, and he decides, I'm gonna go on spaces and talk about these things that I'm allowed to say, then why would you think you're about to lose your clearances?
well, he's, here's a good, oh yeah, I got a comeback for that. And he's absolutely said that. He absolutely
He
said
laughed. He got a smile on his face
that.
when he talking, man. Stop that.
Yeah, of course I am, because I got a
Uh-huh.
comeback that's accurate. So you don't have to be sarcastic about it. The point is,
Ooh.
yeah, he said, he absolutely said he had an arrangement with the company that he could come out and talk about this stuff in the spaces that,
The
they
company
allow
is
him,
not Dobser,
they allow him. He said he has an arrangement with the company he works for to
but
allow
he
him to
also
come
did
out.
a Dobser. Two different things, good brother.
Yeah, but the point is that he's saying, Jason himself, that he had permission to come out and say these things with the company. That was the arrangement. And then all of a sudden he loses his job and he has no security clearance to get another job right away. I
And
don't know,
doesn't that make you think the government's moving funny?
Well, we got a
uh,
we got a
just,
real researcher up here. We got Mindy up
just
here. That's it.
based on people that have these clearances say you don't do that, period. So they're incredulous. They would never risk their job. Jason says it's worth, I don't know, I think he said 20 to 40K to him to have his security clearance. So it's just these people just think he's crazy then, basically, that they would never ever risk that what he did, because they know they would lose it. That's why. And
Brother,
they also say having done that, they will never get the clearance back. So
all this muddy water that you're spilling means nothing when you go to Dobser and they say you're allowed to say this. That's not a reason to take your security clearance.
yeah,
If they
well,
already approved,
I guess the thing to do then, King or somebody, is ask him if he Doxer approved it, because I guess they wouldn't have
he said,
lost.
"Oh
I
my
guess he
God,"
would.
he said, "Yo, VC,
I guess he
shush,
wouldn't have. I
shush."
guess he wouldn't have
Mendy,
lost his
please jump in.
clearance. He wouldn't
Okay,
have lost
I
his
wanted to
clearance.
clear some stuff up on the
You know,
clearance
if
stuff,
he
by
had
the
the
way.
Doxer, if he had the doc.
God, shut up, VC Smart.
I wanted to clear some stuff up on the clearance. Clearances for contractors work a lot differently. They have to get re-adjudicated between jobs. So it's like reinstating a contract. And the thing with Jason is he's finding it difficult to obtain a new job and thus a new contract. And that could possibly be because he's so public now.
Well, he says he has an offer on the table, but his clearance is it's not there. He
Yeah,
doesn't have a way to do
because
it.
he has to be approved for it again. You guys
No.
recall that he said he was going to get off social media before? That could have been absolutely why. Because when they are doing the background checks for the clearances, they're going to dig into every single thing, every single word that you're saying on social media. And if they come back with bad pings, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and he is screwed because according to the people that have these kind of clearances that told me you couldn't do that, and so he's probably not going to get his clearance.
No, VC, this is the problem. If you have DOPSR approval to say
That's
these
what I
things, you
just
can't.
said. If then he has doxer approval, then he wouldn't have lost his
He
security.
already does have it. Jesus Christ, you're fucking dense.
No, he can go get a job as soon as they
Yeah.
whenever they approve his thing. If he has the doxer approval, he could say
He
what
already has it.
It's
Kraft
Dobster
told
too.
you
It's
he
not
already
Doxer.
has it last time
he.
we went through this.
I wasn't here last time to hear.
Oh no, it was just your fucking head floating while you were sleeping.
No.
No, I didn't hear anything about him saying.
Okay, this closed.
Yeah, I'm
Please
surprised you didn't hear
enter the
anything at all.
conversation.
Guys, I just wanted to say I need to head off. Thanks for the lovely space, and I'll try to be back on later.
All right, brother, you have a great one.
Cool,
My
cool.
friend Non-Credible, how are you?
Doing good. Hoping I can have a moment to speak without being interrupted.
Helpful.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I take it, if I just heard that right, like contractors have like a different thing with security clearances, right? Like, so if Jason were to go get a new job, he would just go through the contractor security clearance process, but might be having trouble getting a job because he's gone so public, been so blatant. Yeah, and but also on top of that, VC is just like confabulating, and he refuses to look at it from any perspective but like a more traditional clearance, right? Like, am I getting this right, guys?
What did I step into, King?
So Jason went from active to eligible for his clearance currently.
Oh, wow, that sounds it almost sounds like misinformation has been spewed and a kernel of truth has been misconveyed, whether purposefully or not. Come on, man, VC, come on, I'm telling you the answer.
Well,
Go
he
with the
did it with
program, VC.
style. So,
Well, he's not a researcher.
He says he has
Okay,
no
that's fair.
job. He says he has no job on offer, according to Jason. He's out of
I
money.
have no job on offer.
But you're
It
not a
happens to us.
He's out
researcher.
of money.
But we don't need to listen to you, right? Because you're not a researcher.
The guy is 100% disabled. He's getting around $4,000 a month. He is not broke and homeless and destitute. He can always step his game down. All right. $4,000 a month you can live off of.
Yeah,
Well,
no shit, but not according to Jason. He needs another 4K.
Whistle blow me in the house.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing when your fucking whatever job you got adds 40K to whatever you got, son. It's a big difference.
I would also point out that he never asked for a GoFundMe, and then he donated like a sixth of what he got to like somebody who really needed it. Not that like we should like not that like ties like tell like you like about a person or not, but
Right, Non-Credible. That was Larry's doing.
Yeah, but on Jason's own doing, he says he's out of
Bad people do good things
4K.
sometimes.
He needs 4K by the end of next month, or he said he's bankrupt.
No, that's more misinformation. He says
You're so full of shit.
he said he has 4K and like that's what's in his bank and that's what's going to get him through the next round of bills and it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
I might be putting a little bit of like lean into that, but
yeah,
still.
he's running out of money and he needs another 4K to go through the next period.
But he didn't
Donate
say bankrupt,
plasma, all right?
VC.
I think Brother Sands is gonna be alright. I think this whole thing is just a person that's been doing a certain type of job. Like, dude, I love the kitchen. My first and only job has ever been working in kitchens. I'm a fucking sous chef now. I'm not working right now. You think I want to go to a motherfucking factory? You think I want to go to motherfucking KFC or fucking McDonald's? A fucking sous chef teaching these motherfuckers how to flip a burger? I'm not with that shit. I want to get back in the kitchen and run my kitchen. It's sort of the same thing. Like I'm sure I can get a job somewhere else for less money, but that's not what I like to do. I want to get the fuck in the kitchen. So, I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, and I just think he's lost his security clearance, so he won't be getting that gravy train job next. That's.
But you can get it back. And you're saying it lost. They just told you. Mendy just told you.
Yes, I did.
No, you can't really get it. Yeah, but it's so rare to get it back, though. I mean, if you lose it like that.
Well, this is the thing. If they can prove that this is an attack for coming out as a whistleblower, they will get their shit back.
Oh yeah, of course. But is that what this is? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Was
sorry, I
it
haven't been
that,
paying
or did
attention
he
for the
fail a
last like
course?
15 minutes. When VC starts talking, I phase out.
Yeah.
My brain goes. Bzz.
Yeah, it's like.
Anytime I bring VC up to the chat, I'm gonna make sure I stop and tell everybody our local disinformation agent has arrived. Welcome, VC Smart. Craig, come in.
Yo, I have this like food for thought, right? Like I just really want to get out there right now. Okay, right. Think of the guy who filmed the turkey video, right? Like I have no reason to like disbelieve like the basics of his life story that he's like telling, right? Like at least through the lens of like Turkish to English translation, right? Like he says he filmed that thing. Like he says the aliens were telling him to film it. He's being investigated by Dr. Lear. Okay. Like, but like in between then and now, that man spent years homeless in Turkey. Like somebody who has better evidence than plenty of being like some kind of experiencer of something very, very anomalous.
But no, he did it for the money. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. He did it for the money. Sure. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Metabunk did say it was a cruise liner, though. I don't know, man.
Yeah, right. Except the part where people did trigonometry and shit like that to figure out the distance and the size of that fucking cruise liner would be the biggest ever created.
Well then he must have faked it. And because he was such a terrible, like, miserable human being who deserved nothing, he was left to rot in the streets.
And I just feel it's hilarious that you have, like, even scientists, people looked at the video or whatever back then and say, yo, this shit is authentic, da da da. And people still disbelieve it. Like, you really think a motherfucker that has no scientific honing or that can just create these fucking super fakes that just boggle every scientist on Earth? And I'm about to make a comparison to Mario and the Nazca mummies, but it's just like these people aren't people that are like figuring out how to make new shit to fool people. It's like, yo, this is what I got, this is what I found, or this is what I recorded. And that's it. That's their story. It's not like they're running around, writing books and trying to get in front of every camera to show their video. There's a lot of people that just, here, this is what I want. And a lot of these people don't even realize real fast, like, yo, I don't even want all these fucking cameras around me. Get the fuck away.
I've literally met scores of experiencers at this point, and I've only met one person who told me an experience and then said, I want to sell a book in some way or fashion. At least here on UFO Twitter, in the ground level with the plebs,
Yeah. Yeah, because most people is a sensitive subject.
I know
They
who
want
that one person
answers.
is.
I'm sure you do. Anyone with ears and a mind and memory knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I don't.
Sorry, Moody. I spent 3 hours listening to Stephen Cambion and Tupper and Red this morning. Then I thought I'd try and relax, and I got involved with UFO intros, drunken lark.
Oh, God!
Hang on a minute. And I thought I'd go and relax a bit more. So I've gone and watched Weaponized and listened to fucking George Knapp and Corbell bullshit their way over their buddy, fucking bullshitter Lou. And now, after walking this motherfucker, listen to VC Smart and Wakata go at it for another fucking
bullshit.
half an hour. Thank you for ruining my fucking day, and it's raining outside.
All you can eat.
Hey, but at least you know I won. I got you, son.
Welcome to UFO
Carl, would
Twitter,
it
man.
save your day? Carl, would it save your day if VC admitted he was wrong about clearances in this particular case?
No.
I literally don't give a fuck.
Let me tell you something.
Fair.
We'll get disclosure before that shit ever happens.
I think he's lost his clearance. I think you'll see.
We know. Yeah, we heard for the first 100 times.
I mean, yeah, clearly by some technicality he has lost the clearance, but for what reason and why, we don't know. But under the context of what kind of clearance, we do know. We do know how this person is eligible for a clearance. They're trying to go
And I'm
get a
fucking
new
put it on
job.
the blum. I'm gonna get it skyride, all right? I'm gonna hire a plane, get it skyride. He lost his
Oh
clearance.
yeah.
Take out an ad in the New York Times front page, all right? Advertisement, all right? Engrave it in the blockchain, you know?
Well, Jason's basically thought that himself. He
What?
basically was letting people think that he maybe lost it. He
Nah,
doesn't
that's you making
I
that up.
proclaim
at some
today
point.
You're
National
making that
Jason
up.
Sands loses his clearance day, all right?
At,
It
at
has
some
been
point,
proclaimed executive order.
yeah, at some
Uh,
point in the conversations, he just doesn't really know if he's going to get it back. You know.
At some point in the conversation, you made up the words that you wanted to hear.
Whistleblower, did I ever tell you about the time I got a Twitter space of Crypto Bros to encrypt the Wilson Davis notes?
no, but please go on and tell me.
Alright, so back in the old days, when there was a place called UFO Late Group, we had a space. And a man, now known as Disclosure Memes, and several others, including myself, well, we decided we were gonna go on a raid. Okay, we were gonna go on a spaces raid. We all like spread out and went to a bunch of different spaces about not UFOs to tell them about UFOs. And me and Screen and Uplifting Tweets ended up in this crypto bro room. And then he got like really angry, and like started beefing with them or something. And like he got booted out of the room. And then like me, Screen, and like I don't even remember who the third UFO homie was, had to be like, we're sorry about that. Like that dude gets like that because he does. But then we were actually able to have like a conversation with the people. There were like people who had seen UFOs in the room. They started like encrypting like the papers onto the like blockchain. It's a fun time, dude.
Which chain?
I don't know. I think it was Dogecoin. They were Dogecoin dudes. Cause we got kicked out of the like the Bitcoin space. They didn't like us there, but the Doge
Yo,
guys were chilling.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
That's a good story, yeah.
I made like 35K on Dogecoin.
Oh, for real?
I was so hyped. I was so mad I sold so much Doge like 6 months before fucking Elon Musk tweeted about it. I was so pissed
How
off.
quickly until you were broke?
What? Say? Before I was broke?
Yeah, before that money went bye-bye.
What was I doing? I was working in the kitchen.
I didn't know you were a sous chef, King.
That's not what I meant.
Yes, sir. I get busy.
Okay, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was...
She wants to know how long till you were a scrub again, all right? That's the real question, right?
How long?
Oh, how long did the money last me?
Yes.
Oh, shit. When I took my money out, I lived like a king for like 5 years, son.
7,000 a year. I mean, come on.
Fucking right. Listen, when I tell you I had Bitcoin, I sold all my crypto. As soon as I seen that shit high, when Bitcoin hit like 67K or some shit like that, I was like, yeah, sell all that shit, son. Delete all that shit. I kept some crypto though. I should have sold it. It ended up crashing and shit, and I didn't care. I already had mad money.
One way to know if someone is going through financial struggles if they start getting into crypto.
Oh yeah, I was broke as fuck when I got into crypto. That's why I got into it.
King,
they actually have a UFO coin now. It's like those guys are on Twitter. They're always having spaces. UFO coin. It looks pretty scammy.
Nah, yeah. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. If I were to make a crypto coin, I would make it very much similar to like something like Ethereum or something like that. I don't want control off of it. I don't want to, because at the end of the day, you're trusting whoever's up top that's holding the coins. They're not gonna fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm going to make one and it's going to be called I am stealing from you coin.
Right.
Or it's going to be called like you're getting robbed coin.
Yeah, just give it to me.
It's where you get to invest and get robbed with a bunch of people. It's going to be great.
I always tell everybody you got Big Daddy Bitcoin, Mama Ethereum, Little Brother Litecoin, and then you got little cousins and shit down the line.
Yeah.
And, the further away, the shittier they are.
Yeah, you got Creepy Uncle, something. I can't think of a coin that would work. I don't know.
Like Creepy Uncle would be what was like that fucking monkey coin or shit. What was it? The
It'd
ape
be like the
coin?
Logan Paul coin, you know?
Like the Adams family. It came on
Yeah,
Monday.
that's
I
totally.
made a pot of my grandmother's Portuguese beans. It's a 2-day process.
Jeez, what are you, Randy? What are you talking about?
Well, I was
Adam's
talking about
family,
sous
dude.
chef, man. That's what this all. He was a sous
Oh yeah,
chef.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's what this all
You're right. You're
started.
right. You're right.
This what all.
It all started right.
It
I know.
started from his
Yeah,
chef,
my bad, dude.
man.
I forgot.
That's this. He
Dude,
wants to be back in the kitchen cooking. That's why this all.
get him back in the kitchen.
Yes,
He needs to
man.
get back in the
That
kitchen.
he wants
Yeah,
to be cooking. He doesn't want to be
I want
with
to.
Bitcoin.
dude.
I don't want to be the
Whew,
one
I
cooking.
hear
I
you.
want to be yelling at the guys that
Passionate.
are cooking.
Right, yeah, you want to be the chef. He wants to
My
be
job
telling.
was to
Get him back in
yell
that
at the
kitchen.
guy for not cooking the fish and shit right.
That's right.
That was my job.
He wants to tell his prep chefs all what to do, and he wants to be
Damn right.
overseeing everybody. Of course.
Man should be so lucky.
Moody, please jump in.
I worked in a restaurant.
I just want to announce really quickly, Beetlejuice 2 premieres today.
Yes, I can't wait. That's gonna be so amazing, isn't it? It's so. I've been seeing the commercials. It's so. My
haven't even seen
cousin
the
wrote
preview.
My cousin drew the posters that she works in the LA area, and she's been doing this for over 30 years. It used to be all posters, but now
I
it's all
haven't seen a
digital.
movie that I haven't already seen besides Samuel L. Jackson's The Negotiator since David Grush happened.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yo, how bad
Yeah.
was that new Crow movie though? Jesus Christ, that shit was almost as bad as Dragon Ball Z movie.
Excuse me?
That new Crow movie, Harakas. I hated it.
You don't talk about Dragon Ball.
It's kind of sad. See, my cousin, she has all the
He's
posters
talking
from all
about
the
Dragon
old
Ball
movies.
Evolution, which was terrible.
All the old movies that she drew, now it's all digital, so they don't have the posters like the old days, because she has posters from all the movies that she drew.
Moody, you liked the new Crow movie?
No, I just didn't like the fact that you wanted to compare it to Dragon Ball Z.
No, the movie. Remember the Dragon Ball
They don't
movie?
compare.
They don't.
Dragon
Maybe
Ball
you
Evolution
forgot it
was
existed.
awful.
Maybe it's better. Don't go looking for that live action movie. You're gonna be. I don't want to ruin your childhood.
You know what? Beetlejuice 2 is premiering today.
Beetlejuice.
Yep. You better know it. And, yep, me and my kid, we're gonna go see it tomorrow. Yep, we sure are. VC, you going?
I say it 3 times.
VC,
I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't go to the movies.
He's got to go beat up some grannies at Bridge, you know?
I don't go to the movies, son. I bootleg everything. I got the
Excuse
fucking
me?
projector. Yeah, I bootleg all this shit. I got the projector. I get to put that shit on my wall, and I get to
Why
smoke,
doesn't that
and I get to cut
surprise
whatever the
me?
fuck I want to eat while I watch the movie.
Originally, I was told Johnny Depp was going to do this movie, you know? Yeah, he would have killed it, you know? I don't know what happened, because that's who my cousin had told me that's who originally was going to do the part, you know? And he would have fucking killed it. You know that, you know?
That would
Pirates
have
of the
been
Caribbean.
interesting.
Oh, yeah, he would have killed it.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice, period. If anybody disagrees with that, can go ahead and leave the space.
Yeah, you know what?
I thought Johnny Depp played him to begin with, though. Like, wasn't Johnny Depp the first Beetlejuice?
No, Michael Keaton was the first Beetlejuice.
Mike Keaton.
Yo,
he
get
was,
out.
No, he was Edward Scissorhands. Like, that's what I'm thinking of.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny
Depp was Edward Scissorhands.
I mean, he is amazing in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, he's so dreamy,
oh my God.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is where he won my heart.
Oh, yes. How can you not know that?
Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, one of my favorite movies.
My God, man.
The reason why is he was very sarcastic with children, and I loved it. So, yeah.
Have you seen Johnny Depp in Extras?
Why, Carl? Ugh, tell me.
Because that is the best acting Johnny Depp.
Carl, I was just talking about you this morning. Kimbo was attacked by, Tiny Dick, and I said he wanted me to repost it, you know, and I says, you know, if I'll repost this, but you know, fuck, man, that guy has, God, you know, Gary Nolan, and his butthole, and it's like, what the fuck? I says, you know this personally, how
What
Claus,
are you talking about?
Claus, Carl knows what I'm talking about. It's like him and Gary Nolan were kind of like buddies. And next thing you know, Claus has Gary Nolan block Carl. It's like, what the fuck, man, goes on with this shit, man? And
Oh,
it's like,
side note, before we get into that bullshit, I would like to exhibit A. The skeptics are now becoming the conspiracy theorists. Mick West, hey, what if some of this UFO stuff was just Russia trying to make people distrust the government? Then he goes and says, where is it? So somebody comments, like the Tic Tac, dude, the Russians don't even have modern planes. And this
Yeah,
motherfucker,
it's probably Chinese.
replies, no, not the actual UFOs, the people. So everybody coming out talking about UFOs are Russian disinformation agents. You see how that shit went from politics into ufology now? Mick West and company are the conspiracy theorists now. These people are pro-government conspiracy theorists.
I
I
apologize,
got news for
King,
you.
for
We're
the
all
drama.
idiots. All right, every one of us, both
Apologize.
sides.
I apologize, King. I for bringing that up. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You can say fuck Klaus or fuck Tupac. That doesn't matter to me. I'm not you. You can deal with them however you want. I don't give a fuck. And if they came in here and said fuck Randy, I'm not gonna give a fuck either. So it's okay.
Yeah, definitely not if they say that. Yeah.
You don't care if they say fuck Randy?
Well, if you're
No,
saying
Well,
fuck
you
Klaus
care
and
for
fuck
my
freedom
behalf.
Tupac,
of speech. Freedom of speech.
You
yeah,
care
I'm
for,
No, I'm
I'm
saying
equal
freedom
you
of
care for
speech.
my
Yeah.
opportunity
behalf though,
assaulter,
right?
equal opportunity fighting, mutual
No,
Yeah,
combat.
but
Sure,
you
I love
care on
that
my
shit.
behalf though, right?
it's like the 12th Amendment, right? Or
Yeah,
the
but you care
something.
in
I don't
my
know. Well,
behalf,
I didn't speak
you
on care.
care as my behalf as a
You're
friend,
good.
right?
Well, I would
I mean,
wonder.
yes,
Hold
I
on.
care deeply, and I would think about writing them a strongly worded DM, but I wouldn't say anything like at the time.
It's just
Well,
that
I would
You
just
guys,
wonder why would
Kid,
everybody
this is
say fuck
America.
Randy? Randy's such a
thank
lovable
you.
guy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Kimball.
Nobody ever says that though.
Yeah, Kimball asked me for a
You know.
repost. I said, there's gonna be some wrath, coming at me for this,
Right, but I also want to get into this. Skeptics and debunkers are literally becoming the conspiracy theorists before our eyes.
We know, and you had the Galactic News episode. What was it at 7? Right? I
Yeah,
think it
and
was
I
episode
called it. How
7.
long ago was that?
2 months ago, 5 weeks,
I'm
something like that.
telling
I'm
you,
definitely not a big fan of your show or anything.
it's
You
all
can't
right.
tell.
I
And
appreciate that, yo. The more
still
the
waiting for
more
my
hate mail on it, the better.
T-shirt.
No, but I'm serious. That's really what it's becoming because they have to twist themselves in such pretzels to explain these things now that it's seriously they start looking like the conspiracy theorists.
You're saying that skeptics are the ones that have to do with like mental gymnastics?
Yes.
Like, come on now. Come on, dude. Come on,
Have you
King.
not watched how they have to twist themselves in a pretzel to explain the gimbal? The head UFO guy didn't even know it was shot at fucking night.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I guess you're talking about Mick West, probably, right? Right? It's probably you're talking about.
Well, no, fucking Kirkpatrick didn't even know. He thought the gimbal was during the daytime shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big one. Douche.
All right, that's important. But more important is Naga. Why you got me blocked on this account, bro? Come on.
Because he's young, all right? You're old, all right? You're old and busted, all right? He's looking for the new hotness, all right?
Naga's not.
He's
Edgy.
ruining his street cred following some old fart like me.
You cramping the style, man. You cramping the style.
Yeah, man. Us old boomers, like, you just ain't got no time for it,
I appreciate it. I apologize for embarrassing you by mentioning your name there, Naga. I won't again.
Hold on. What was you saying, Moody?
He says she ain't got no. I was like, ew.
Oh.
Just the grammar.
Damn, man. Naga left.
Oh, shout out to Naga. I ain't got nothing with Naga.
No, we haven't. I don't understand.
Yeah, man,
I don't know why he did that. Oh dear.
But can we get hashtag pro-government conspiracy theorists trending and tag Mick West in it?
No, please don't. Please don't.
Why not? Dude, this is literally the beginning of a conspiracy theory. Are you telling me not?
It's the last thing we need right now is some more fucking vitriolic tags, floating around. Like, don't we got enough, shit on our plate, Why don't we pick something external to hate, alright? Something external to dislike, alright? Why we gotta pick,
Russians.
we think we need to be
They're so easy.
divided
Why can't we
anymore?
rally? God damn it! I cut you off again, Grider. God, I'm
Russians
sorry.
or Chinese, I don't care. Dude, I ain't got no more keyboards left to break, alright? It's fine.
Damn.
And I don't even care, I've been beat down by VC Smart, beat into, I just don't care anymore.
Grider, how many
You can interrupt me all you want.
broken?
Just 3 in the past 2 months.
Why are they targeting you, non-cred? What's going on with you? You haven't been doing any spaces lately. What's going on,
Well,
man?
I mean, I was in spaces, but it's one day. It's one day VC, right?
Right.
I don't cross the space every day. But no, all I did was I went on the UFO Lake group, and then I have made posts and spoken spaces about, just things I see objectively, and about multiple parties, multiple things, multiple people, multiple concepts, multiple subjects, and no one's really responding to what I'm saying, but they're certainly saying I'm a snake and mentally ill.
Well, cause you scream disinfo I don't know, 50 weeks out of the year, so it's
But yeah.
It's we're kind of desensitized to it, but I don't know what you're talking about though. I think you said something to Klaus or something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, there was probably something disinfo agent this, disinfo agent that, shield this,
talking more about
Russian
conduct in specific circumstances, right? I quashed the narrative that
you didn't quash that, by the way. Multiple sources are saying that.
The specific narrative, as I understand it, was Ray was having deleted spaces sent as recordings to her by Lou Elizondo. Okay, that was the claim. But Ray has sent those deleted spaces to me and explained an exploit. And I talked to the other person she sent it to, and that person said, she said it was from Lou Elizondo, and then I asked her if it was a joke, and she didn't say yes, but she definitely made it sound like it was one, but I didn't know how to take it. And in my rants and rampages of posts, I explained the context of that experiencer's life to the best of my ability without just fucking totally outing them more than I already have.
You didn't solve it, by the way. That's good information, but it's still multiple sources.
I'm not saying, right, do you understand what I'm saying? Ray isn't getting information from people, but I am saying that specific case, in my specific case, that wasn't what was happening, right?
This sounds like a great time to go on and plug my Spaces transcript that I'll be coming out with. It's a PDF containing over 63 spaces, transcripts, summaries, speaker summaries, breakdown. You can even search it. It's got OCRs. So you can search and find everybody that's been talking shit about you for the past 3 months, all right? For the low price of $99.99, all right?
I'm sorry you're in a bummer, bro, but also maybe just think look at how much of a bummer or sensitive you kind of are about some of this stuff, and maybe think about that when you sling shit at people too, right? Everyone's got feelings. I'm sorry you're in your feels right now, but you kind of are, I don't know. You can kind of, not to the level Klaus does, but I've seen you just kind of be nicer.
Well, that's what happens when you have to go on a 10-month, calculated, course of action.
I would also say, Panda, please look up to the big screen, go back one thing and then read it, and then go to the other one and read that one by Mick West.
Okay, I will read this right now. Let's see why. Hey, what if some of the UFO stuff was just Russia trying to make people distrust the U.S. government? Huh. Okay, I'll go back one.
So whistleblower, what spaces whistleblower does that blow me cover?
All the dossier on dirt on people, bro. That's what it is. Hold on, we're talking about something. It's basically, what if the distrust is by the Russians, and then no, not the actual UFOs, the people.
It's the Chinese, man.
So
the Russians are busy. They don't have any resources to devote
all those
us.
people got that Russian firm was found funding them secretly some influencers, right? I think it's just like trying to tie that commentary into the UFO community, which I saw what people doing yesterday. But
Well, I will say,
yeah, I mean, worth noting.
It's the Chinese opposing it's the Russians.
Is this not the beginning of a conspiracy theory and injecting that Russia shit into the UFO?
Oh yeah, that's what we were saying yesterday when they first did it. Yesterday, fucking Klaus and who was it? There's a bunch of accounts that were like
that theory is
no, it's a general
new.
so surprise. All right, I'm telling you, I've seen it.
It's been in the zeitgeist for a long time. I mean, it's not anything new.
No, well, it really.
Well, what's new is that new report, and that's why everyone's talking all of a sudden is because that report came out and said like Tim Pool and Benny whatever and a few other these people were getting Russian money. So they're like, oh, I wonder if it's
and they wasn't even getting paid. It was their parent company. It has nothing to do with them. So
Russiagate's back though, kid.
Yeah, it is.
We're back, baby.
But is this not the beginning of debunkers and skeptics turning into conspiracy theorists? Did I not call it when I said pro-government conspiracy theorists?
It's both though, because this is the first one I've seen from a debunker. Yesterday was mostly believers saying anyone talking shit about Lou must be getting Russian money like Tim Pool.
Yeah,
I think both sides for sure, but yeah, this Russia thing, I think, yeah.
I was thinking the other day that like we're all talking about how disclosure might come from like scientists and research and all that, but you know, if you look into like the 9/11 stuff and like all the simulations they've done of the towers falling and like all the studies that have been done on that, it's like they have all this information saying that it was impossible for the buildings to fall that way. And that's not even as outlandish as like UFOs and alien life, and still nobody accepts the fact that that was a controlled demolition. It's still considered conspiracy, even with all the scientific backing.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on. I think it's more plausible that we're being visited by non-human intelligence than that those buildings fell by controlled demolition. Gonna have to. Yeah.
Oh, did we just jump into some 9/11 shit?
Oh my god, you really?
I mean, let's do it.
Oh my god.
We're not gonna do it.
I mean, it's almost 9/11, right?
I don't got bandwidth for this.
I mean, I know it's September, right?
Yeah, too soon.
Okay.
I know King knows what's up with 9/11.
The point is, all I'm saying is that, you know, without the government admitting it, it's like, even if we had all the information in the world to say that it was real, you know, half the population is not going to accept it, regardless.
Which being real? Like, what being real are you questioning?
Like NHI and UFOs being real.
You know what
they're definitely real.
The 9/11 thing.
I mean, listen, if I just say, you know, all the people that don't believe, sign up and let the aliens visit and probe them. So give them the full experience, and then they'll know. That's it.
That's ridiculous. Like that doesn't help the cause.
King,
right?
did the Russians get to cosmic surplus, bro?
No, that made me think, like, I don't understand. If that's supposed to be quote-unquote comedic stuff, where's the joke? Like, why would you just deceptively edit it to the point that there was people running around literally reposting it. Oh, look at this bullshit. This guy never met Lou. I was like, he never said he met Lou. Not once. Like, what the fuck?
Well, hopefully it was a learning lesson for people to, like, understand when you're, like, on Twitter. It's not too hard to, like, frame something in a way where it will mislead you, whether or not it's completely away from the truth or just slightly off.
And somebody took their time to edit that, because they made sure they edited it in between the breaths so it can look seamless.
Oh, dude, I mean, they go hard, man. I mean, they go hard. I mean, I can't say who they are for sure, but I definitely suspect there's more than one or in some way involved, right? Like, that's
Lou Elizondo.
Are you sure on that one?
Lou commented on it, though. Lou was like, I've never met
No, it was definitely Jeremy Corbell. All right, you know, you
Lou
got
said it
Lou,
was
I got
funny,
Jeremy Corbell.
Jeremy Corbell shouting out his own sock, Cosmic Judas, on Weaponized totally happened.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
headcanon now.
I mean, that's my theory,
headcanon.
you know, so yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
I heard Big Hope verified
seeing,
it, all right, and Doty.
I think we're seeing the beginning of a shift where the skeptics and debunkers will turn into the conspiracy theorists. And this is the beginning of it, and I called it a while ago, # pro-government conspiracy theorist. We need to get that going. That's all.
What was
I just think it's both sides just don't give a shit anymore. Like, we beat each other down, we've been beat down, we just don't care anymore. It's like posts like, I don't know, it's like, we just don't care. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of like just ridiculous shit from now on. I think we just need to kind of take some time off from being serious.
What's the Asian physicist, the super famous Asian physicist's name? Can't remember.
Michio Kaku?
Yeah, remember he was talking about how the paradigm shift with the UAPDA, about how it's like the government's having to prove, or like they're having to make, or like prove that something needs to be, they have to prove that a reason why it shouldn't be disclosed versus like the reverse. I'll see that conversation when he's talking about that. Like everything is assumed to be disclosed unless they can give a reason why it shouldn't be disclosed, and that's like a huge paradigm shift, like in this field.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just posted up the video. Guys, check it out. Galactic News Episode 8: Pro-Government Conspiracy Theorists. Mendy, your hand is up, please.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt whatever you guys were talking about, but I just had a call with Jason Sands to clear up any of the information that's going around, because he doesn't want to be coming in spaces or getting alerted spaces right now for certain reasons that I won't say. Yes, it is correct that he does go from active to eligible. He's still trying to get a job, so we're trying to protect him, and going in spaces right now is not a good idea for him. And he brought up a really important point. David Grush talked about the administrative terrorism. Just keep that in mind when you think of Jason too.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah, and I asked him about Lou, because everyone's spreading misinformation about that. He's not best friends with Lou's guys. He's not. He's talked to him a few times. He got invited to that dinner by Lou, and yeah, of course, these guys were all in the same situation. Of course, they're going to talk to each other sometimes. They're not best friends.
Wow, it's exactly as we all described it. Wow.
Yeah. So I just
Wow. Who would have
driving you
thought?
crazy.
What kind of logical thinking person could not have come to that conclusion?
Hilarious.
Who alleged they were best friends? I'm wondering.
You were saying they were pals all the time, and you were always suggesting like you go ask them questions.
Wrong. VC Smart is wrong.
Also, he said
I'm proclaiming this VC Smart is wrong day, alright?
That's complete bullshit. I never said they were best
Fireworks
friends.
everywhere. Somebody.
You said friends, not best friends.
Party to the people,
You're
alright?
getting into semantics.
Pizza party. Yeah, air horn.
You can't turn it off, but I've seen you turn it off.
Yes. They're working together. That's what he says, and he's in
celebrate good times. So just kick him from space, all right? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Be gone.
I'm so glad you clarified it. Now we know it's way less than what he led.
Yes, would clarify, out of the space, all right?
1 hour later.
We've won one space without VC Smart.
Also,
VC. Go ahead, man.
You're the one, Crider, going after Jeremy Corbell.
It's whistleblow me, alright, dog?
BC, Jason said that you were in that same exact space where he was explaining this and the clearances and stuff, by the way, so you should have known that ahead of time.
Of course he was.
Jason Sands know you by name, huh? Yeah.
Of course he was. He listens to you talk. He listens to the first 3 words, makes up the rest in the last 3 words.
Yeah, typical.
We love you, VC, but you're
no, we don't.
The listening skills you bear, my good brother.
Yeah, we'll see. I never said they were best friends. You all said
go
that.
find
You're
the clip.
Trying to put words in my mouth.
No. Hey, VC.
Who said
No. Don't do it again. Don't make us go through another hour of having to prove you wrong again. Okay.
We accept you for all your faults, VC, alright? Just know that.
Yeah.
We accept you for who you are, as wrong as that may be, alright?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, somebody made like the casual,
we know that you're trying your best.
Like best friend statement, right? And you were like regularly talking about them being like friends and associates and like questioning the relationship
every other week.
Yeah, right. And like you're saying like, oh, I think they're like together all the time. We're like, are you sure? It sounds like they only met in person once and corresponded. And you were like, I'm just saying, man. Come on.
They have dinners all the
Are
time.
you like have a misperception of reality problem going on? Like, I'm like genuinely
It's
asking.
a
No, you just like
malperception,
to
I think, is always.
create bullshit and controversy, and
Oh,
I never said they were best
I
friends. So
mean,
grow
man,
up,
come on.
Nine Cred.
Maybe it wasn't those words exactly, but it was basically the same thing.
it's
I
okay,
was there
VC.
too.
No, it wasn't. I was only trying to establish how much they were working together for the disclosure. That's it. I never implied that they were like
Oh,
best
okay.
friends. I just wanted to know how often they were in communication
But
about
we
it,
told
because
you
Well,
they
now
had dinner one
it
time.
people were conjecturing how close they were working or whatever.
Friggin'
You
He
Matlock
were
said
over here. Yeah.
he
conjecturing.
said he was in contact with Grush too. I
Yes,
don't
he
know how.
said he spoke to Grush.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Signal. On Signal.
yeah. I don't. Anyway, so we got an
He
answer
Yeah,
doesn't
for
it's
that.
like
believe that. He was
What
about
did
to
encrypted
say
telephone, VC.
what did
it.
what did she say? They've only talked talk. I don't know. He said they were in communication by email.
I think the AI's
Maybe he's being
malfunctioning.
sneaky here, man.
I think we broke them.
Listen,
No,
everybody.
I'm serious. These guys, intelligence people, man, you got to watch out, dude.
Oh yeah,
They'll say that,
because the
like
government
it's
would never lie on
Follow
them, right?
VC. He'll
a
show us the path.
they they have the crash of unknown origin, and everybody's going to jump and think it's ET. So that's it.
Well, no, listen, here we go. We went through this. Remember, I'll pull the clip up right fucking now. I'll go get it. We went through this.
I'll go to my Spaces transcript. Hold on.
We,
Some
Lukatsky said,
old like some friggin' innocent person is gonna get whacked with a cane a bunch today just because of us. Probably should take some responsibility, be a little bit nicer to VC.
well, listen, everybody, there is a massive, what you call that shit?
I know,
Warning
it's so hard.
when VC Smart is speaking. VC Smart hears things the way he wants to hear them, so triple and quadruple check the things he's saying. That's all.
But guys, am I really doing anything more than just sort of like moderately aggressively
You're actually
like
participating in
explain?
mild character assassination on
Well,
Claire.
I just hope
VC
the
Smart's a person
researcher.
too, bro.
I just hope the researcher Mindy,
You can
when
see with
she
the
called
speculation
Jason,
about who he
didn't
is.
say I was alleging they were best friends, because I sure as hell never said that.
well, I didn't. Okay, sorry, not best friends exactly, but it was definitely along those
Oh,
lines.
rebunked.
And I'm not trying to character assassinate anyone. I'm just trying to correct you like I would with anybody who has something
Yeah,
incorrect.
I am totally character assassinating VC
I'd
Smart.
character assassinate him if there was any character to assassinate. You know what I'm saying?
You guys thought you debunked VC Smart, and then he just rebunked all your punk
Listen,
asses.
VC been debunked so many times.
No.
He has a mansion full of bunk beds.
I don't know who he is. I just know he's wrong a lot.
Well, people talk
Yeah,
about
he's so
things without
confidently wrong though.
speaking to the person who would know directly. So I spread rumors.
That
You guys
he
just
doesn't
Well,
believe that, man, because you got to watch
I'll
the
just
intel
I'll just have
guys.
to go. Maybe I'll go back to the recordings. Who knows?
So you got, hey,
Yeah,
VC
yeah,
Smart, that's what you
sure.
gotta do, bro. Motherfuckers just be lying about what they said and then say that's why you gotta just fucking clip their asses.
If VC Smart starts having the tape too, man, this would be
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I was asking Grider for. What spaces are you got in your database?
Yeah, and I
thing?
specifically ignored your request because I too do not need the tape. All right, you don't need it.
Yeah.
In your face, VC.
No.
Wow,
I'm
you look
just
at you guys
curious
bullying
what
VC.
all
It's okay,
spaces
VC.
you say your database is going to be on. That's what I'm trying to ask. What
Yeah,
all
it's gonna be a
did you
VC
cover?
non-access database.
It's
You
all
suck,
it's
man.
dossiers for everybody.
Oh
Ryder
yeah.
gonna walk around like I got dirt on you.
VC
I got
Smart,
dirt on you.
Wagboss's face last night, I don't know if it was recorded or not, but if it was, you should go check it out because Grider got fucking owned in there, and I think it might bring you some joy after his
By
character
who, Red
assassination.
Panda? Like, who did I get owned by? Like, what are you talking about?
Dove and who was the other person? Oh, Experience. They both told you to like shut the fuck
Oh, you
up.
talking about when they called me a racist over some bullshit that wasn't racist at all? Like,
And they were both like,
okay,
you
I
say
mean,
stupid shit all the
go back
time,
and
just
listen
shut
to
up.
it.
Oh, this
So you
is
got
where
hella
all the
quiet?
fucking
Touche.
Well, no, yeah. You know why? Because
Oh,
Dove
for
said that, and
fuck's
but you know
sake.
what? Dove
Touche.
also believes that. Dove
Got you,
also
VC.
believes that like the U.S. military stole the Ark of the Covenant out of the Baghdad Museum in the invasion of Iraq in 2003. So like, I
Either
don't
that
know.
or a
You know, it's,
Stargate.
either way, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to talk shit about anybody.
Firm
I'm just saying.
believes that though.
I honestly
I couldn't
put two and two together earlier about why the fuck Kimball was getting so fucked off and accusing everyone of being a racist. Now it makes sense. So it was your fault, Grider, was it? Is that what we're talking about?
I thought it was Ray, honestly.
The next person that calls me a racist, I'm gonna...
Hey, Mick West, the conspiracy theorist. How do you guys feel about that?
I think he's a bitch.
Perfectly valid expression.
Ryder's whistleblower number one.
Yo,
aren't you gonna get owned though? Whistleblow me because you attacked Jeremy. Aren't
no
they
thanks. I
coming
don't.
for you now?
You know,
aren't they going to be coming for you now?
Nobody's coming for me, VC. Like, I haven't done anything, man.
They're weaponized.
Right?
Oh, I thought this attack stuff happens all the time. And that
you talking about when I owned Corbell too? Oh no.
No, when you got
I'm not worried about Corbell.
Yes, spooky fires of truth is a real thing. Yes.
Can I give a shout out to Panda and Tupa for sort of doing a good show with Cambion last night. That's worth watching, but I was a bit disappointed that you didn't get into it a bit more.
I whipped Cambion's ass in a comment section of Kevin.
You can also check out my show with Cambion the night before where I proved that Corbell's
I'm blocked
alliance
from all that stuff, son. So I don't see none of that shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought when you blew out Corbell on Cambion.
Yeah, no, they're just completely ignoring me. You know, like that's
they only care about people who have have a voice that people would listen to. You know what I mean?
You're not significant enough.
Exactly.
You're not important enough to fuck with. Okay, I got it.
So where I'm from, we call those clout chasers.
Yeah, it's a circle jerk. Did you know? Only the most clout.
Yeah, Red, please go on and accuse me of being the one that chases clout and circle jerks. Please.
Oh man, we got Arthur in the house. Arthur and VC Smart on the same panel.
Oh no!
And
LM. I want to bring Arthur up.
All we need is LM.
I need a blunt. Hold on.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go. I need to get my victory dance out. Hold on.
I got mine ready to fire up.
I love Arthur's profile that he did the Trump on, bro. It's like he's ready to fucking go. Hell yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Where is Arthur? Oh, right there. Hey, Arthur. What's up, man?
Mick West.
Hey, Grider. I finally got all the files from Ty. Thank God. I just had to bitch at him for like 10 days.
What about your big witness, man? Like, did you not see my videos? Did you see my videos or my interview? Been keeping up with that?
No, because I blocked you.
I thought you had him blocked.
That gave me the best laugh reading that thread, man. Was fucking funny.
But real quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I saw you were still getting in. Okay, so you're just going to play ignorant then? Well, dude, your witness is your whole case is done, man. So yeah. And on top of that, I got to take Corbell's credibility down with it. So but all three of you, man, are just should not be trusted at all ever again. You guys have no integrity, no intellectual humility.
Right,
and
don't break the keyboard. Breathe.
No, man. No, dude. This guy was tagging the friggin' U.S. Marine Corps, telling them that I was dishonoring, a bunch of Marines. This guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man, I'd hate to have somebody.
You're talking about Arthur or the keyboard?
Yeah, right. Grider was not attacking the Marines. He was just they were misinterpreting what they saw.
Well, he was attacking them.
No, Randy.
He said that they were lying. He said that they made it up and, it was a story to, fuck with Corbell.
Don't strawberry me. You're a fucking liar.
They misinterpret what they saw.
Dude, you're a liar.
They misinterpret what they saw.
That's not what Corbell, that's not what Grider was saying. Grider was saying they intentionally lied to Corbell as a joke.
You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. You're a fucking liar, dude. You're a liar.
Well, before y'all get
I never said that. You're a liar, Arthur. You're a fucking no good liar.
All right, real quick before we get into all of that. Mick West, the conspiracy theorist, and B, your hand is up.
Good morning, everyone. I have to throw this up for Mick West. A lot of people say that he's a paid disinformation or paid debunker, and I just want to remind people that somebody in that position would never respond in the affirmative of an unidentified anomalous phenomena, which he has done. So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention.
He's psyoped, UB.
Gotcha.
Wait, so like, B, does that mean there's like absolutely zero chance this person could be in some way involved with some sort of institutional kind of, something?
No, I'm saying
but
that
like the
is
ball's
that.
been, or sorry, just to finish my thought. Like, but like maybe the ball's been moved far enough down the field where they have to acknowledge some things are like unknown.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that it has to be on the table for consideration that he has replied in the affirmative, and that somebody that was in a paid disinformation position would simply never do that.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's a pro-government conspiracy theorist now. Like, he thinks the Russians are paying people to make up UFO stuff in the United States. That is literally what he thinks now. And Michio Kaku, I read his book, Theoretical Physics and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this Russia thing is ridiculous. I mean, Mick West is saying UFOs are Russia propaganda. Now, Lou Cruz saying anyone attacking Lou is Russia propaganda. These fucking idiots.
Hold on. He's not saying the actual UFOs. He's saying the people, because I put it up here. If you go back a few spaces, he say, what if some of this UFO stuff is just Russia trying to make people distrust the USA or whatever, right? And then somebody says, like the Tic Tac, dude, the Russians don't even have modern planes. And then he replies, no, not the actual UFOs, the people. So he's
details matter with Arthur. It's just whatever.
Yeah, so he's just saying like let's say like Corbell or Knapp. He's saying these motherfuckers might be getting paid by the Russians, which that's wild. That's a conspiracy theory. That's the beginning of the skeptics' conspiracy theory.
You light up that joint yet, King? I'm waiting for you to tell me.
What happened? Say that again.
I was wondering if you lit up that joint yet. I was waiting to join you.
Oh no, I was trying to make sure these guys don't go off too wild. I wasn't even. What's my shit?
No, just when somebody's lying, bold-faced lying, just like.
Ryder, do you want me to get the audio clips? I got the Artisan Tony interview recorded. I get it all recorded, so I could easily clip you out.
Find it. Do it. Because I think you're fucking delusional, dude. You're delusional.
I got the clips, Ryder. I'm not delusional.
So you're saying that you have a clip of Grider saying those military dudes are lying. Or
he says, his exact quote.
Hold on.
Creating a hoax.
His exact, a hoax. His exact quote is, I'm not going to use the term lying because that's a strong term, but I would say these guys are just kind of joking around and they hoax Corbell.
Such a lying
limited context doesn't sound bad. Honestly, Arthur, okay, hold on, but there's this awkward silence that I have my hand up because I wanted to ask you a question, right? Okay, but like, what do you think about, right, and this is like circumstantial, this is just something I've witnessed with kind of like a 101 basic knowledge of like Russian information warfare, right? But like, what am I supposed to make of an account that's called World War III that regularly posts like salacious and like obviously fake videos that then like switches into like political posting with a certain rhetoric that aligns to Russian narratives and kind of undermines our society in a way? And another example being like, what am I supposed to do when there's a clear like Russian informational like campaign and like offensive when Vladimir Putin goes on Tucker Carlson and all of a sudden like Ashton Forbes' like posts are like flooded with like pro-Russian comments that, from accounts that just don't look right.
Well, I'm unblocking you, non-cred, because you're making some good points, and I like you again.
I love it. You might like what's on my feed right now. I'm just saying some of it. I don't know how you feel about everything.
Is Russian propaganda real? They're in a war right now. Yeah, they have propaganda just like the United States has propaganda. So it's not that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying it's not the boogeyman to blame everything on.
Damn straight,
Arthur
brother.
doesn't know
Just something to
anything.
watch out for.
It's true, Arthur.
Hey, non-cred, I really think with your voice, man, you need to be in some kind of anime series. I'm thinking Puss in Boots, some kind of wolf clan,
Have you ever seen
wolf
Princess
pack
Mononoke,
stuff.
VC Smart?
Huh?
Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke?
Doesn't come off the top of the head there.
It's like a Studio Ghibli. It's like that Japanese Disney studio. I don't know. If you ever get a chance, you might like it. The Hero's Tale, right? Definitely wolves. Good stuff.
Yeah, cool. I like a lot of Japanese anime. I mean,
What's your favorite anime, PC?
if I can get it. Well, that's as I was saying that, I was gonna make sure I clarify. I don't really know there's one that's I think it has Firefly in it, and it's on one of the streaming services. It's a Japanese one. It's about a World War II.
Grave of the Fireflies? That's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
The
one.
Miyazaki film.
Yeah, that's a good one though. I like all the Razzie, cool Japanese anime, like Matrix-oriented type stuff.
But back to this 29 Palms case, I finally got all the raw files from Ty, and boy, these high definition videos are way different than the shitty ones Corbell released. Like, you can see so much more in these, like all these flashing happening around the craft.
Yeah, the chaff, and also the parachute flares, that they have like ash and sparks that come off of them, right? As they burn off, that happens.
Arthur, what do the raw files lead you to believe? Which, does it validate it more or make you more?
What do you think?
Oh, it definitely validates it more. But sadly, I still only have 6 minutes of metadata. So that's
what a surprise.
That lines up with what Corbell originally reported. But, the witness says he's going out and collecting more videos from his friends. And if we can get over 7 minutes in metadata, that just categorically disproves Ryder's theory.
I spoke to the witness, right? And that I found a podcast that the witness did where he completely contradicts himself. Like, dude, I put out a whole video. Like, I went on Steve Cambion and talked all about it and showed all the videos. Even showed a video proving that you're wrong about the infrared flares being invisible. It's like a 9-minute video. It was hilarious. It was a big hit. It made you look like you are, wrong.
So you went on Cambion?
Check it out, man.
I guess I'll check it out. I just had to block you when you called me a malignant cancer. So that's just kind of going too far.
I called you a malignant cunt. That's what I called you. And I did that in a DM, by the way. And I did it after you kept coming at me, accusing me of calling those Marines liars and being dishonorable towards people who were veterans. So, dude, you deserved it because you were acting like that.
No, you deserved it because you said those words.
Dirty, dude. You were being dirty. What?
You deserve it because you dishonored them by calling them liars.
Hold on, no. You're using the fact that they're military as a shield, as in, you can't criticize them because if you don't automatically believe them, you think they're liars. Now,
no, it's one thing to say they misidentified.
Scumbag, dude.
It's one thing to say they honestly misidentified something. It's a completely other thing to say they actively engaged in deception.
Okay, what about the commander at the base,
malignant
though?
cancer, dude? Go back and look at the DM, man. That is ridiculous. See how you just mischaracterize stuff, man? Like, there's a big difference, dude. And you know that I would never call you that for personal fucking reasons, dude. So, how dare you, man? How dare you even accuse me of saying something like that?
Don't play victim, Ryder. You told me that you could debate any side you want, and that you're just debating because you're a good debater. You didn't even know jack shit about this case before you accepted the debate challenge.
So now you're being a malignant cunt again. See how this works? See?
And you got your ass kicked.
You know what? I still fucking owned you, dude. I owned you. I straight owned you, dog. I owned you. Dude, it's deader than dead, alright? You're wrong about IR flares. You're wrong about the witness. You know that I was talking to the witness too after he saw the video. He was talking to me. He actually reached out to me. We were talking. And then once, I shared the video with him, the 9-minute video that I did, that I think you'll really, really like. It's a great video, really cut well. Got a lot of kudos for that. I'm not very good at much of anything except for owning your ass and like editing this video. That's all that I'm good at. And it was beautiful, man. The Marine witness, the primary witness, your golden goose. Well, let's just say like he just fucking like disappeared. He was all being friendly and stuff. And then I just shared the video and, haven't heard from him again. So.
All right. Well, hold on a
tells
second.
a lot. And
hold on,
you should
ladies.
go and watch the video,
Time
man.
out.
Hey,
Time out.
I gotta. Okay.
We got a hand up. Non-credit. You've been waiting.
Non-credible.
Okay, I have a question for both Arthur and Whistleblow Me. As well as I just want to say, hey guys, as much of a spectacle it is watching you guys. I mean, new witnesses, better, like more data, right? Like things, great. That's fucking great. I do want to ask about like the custody of the information, right? Cause like, as I understand the case, it was these enlisted Marines that filmed this thing and like whatever happened. I mean, there's people on camera like perceiving there to be a UFO, whether or not it was the minority or the majority.
No.
Was there not one single person there that said, "Oh, a UFO man"?
Yeah,
okay.
There was one. Yeah, there was.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like they filmed something like that. That's like in the film, like that's happening, right? Okay, but like on the episode Weaponized, Jeremy Corbell made it sound like somebody in a command position called them and told them about it, and then like they're ready to go with a debunk, and it's like probably flares. From my point of view, that part's my speculation, but I think you guys get the question.
That's a screwed up timeline, but I mean, it's obvious that they were flares to anybody that knows anything about like military stuff. They're very obviously flares.
Well, I'm not talking about the event. I'm talking about like how Jeremy Corbell like was made aware of the event and like under what context.
Yeah. Hey. So Arthur, how did Jeremy Corbell find out? That. Yeah. Okay. Tia, tell me.
I actually don't know if he said how he found out. I'd have to go back and listen to it, but it's my understanding. He published that he spoke to this primary witness number 1 2 days after the event. So,
but
7 hours.
Did he make
7
reference
hours.
to somebody in a leadership position contacting him to spur him on to look into it?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and re-listen to it.
Video.
So I'm not sure.
He did. He said it was a higher up telling not only the kid that a higher up didn't know what it was, but also telling the public that a higher up is the one who tipped him off. And it's all a lie, dude. I've got it in my video. You got to go watch the video. In fact, I'm going to stream it here in a minute on StreamYard to Twitter. It's going to be called Arthur Preston is Wrong, Part 1. And I'm going to stream Part 2. I'm going to do a back-to-back featurette on this account. All right?
I
know you don't got this account blocked.
I've been preoccupied.
You know what? I made us create a couple of more accounts. In fact, whoever wants to stream it, let me know. I'll give you my StreamYard password. We all can stream it. We can do a marathon, all right? Back to back. We can do it all day.
Okay, so Grider, you might make some good points. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but my strongest point is the cover-up aspect, the pre-bunking aspect. Like the fact that Susan Go responded within 24 hours of the publishing of the podcast.
No. Your biggest thing was the witnesses. And the witnesses
the fact that the metadata from the FOIA photos and the metadata from the witness photos don't line up. So, there's all these issues.
Well, real quick,
digital cameras, they drift.
I've got to go.
Hold up. We got hands up. Let me get to the hands real quick. But I want to ask you, Arthur, right?
Can you
is there possibility that this was? Is there possibility that this was set up in a way to hurt Corbell? Like, if there is a pre-debunking to it aspect to it, so it could be either nefarious, as in get ahead of this to make people think it's crazy, or we got them, we set them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there?
But the fact that 5, enlisted Marines would be part of a conspiracy to fuck Corbell over doesn't really make sense.
No one said that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying behind the scenes, if you're saying that this was Susan Gold, that is there possibility for something like that, like being set up in order to make
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they did. That's what the pre-bunking was about. It was to discredit Corbell and discredit this case.
Well, what if the case itself was
aircraft that were overhead training?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, if you're saying the case itself was made to discredit Corbell, that would mean that 5 Marine
and the
witnesses were
Marines,
involved with
everybody, brother.
that.
I'm not saying that
That's ridiculous.
This doesn't have to be some coordinated thing with these lower ranked guys. They could very well just be pawns.
No, they were just going along for the ride. Like, that's it. All right. For instance, like the primary, like the primary guy, the primary witness. This kid is like grew up in a trailer in West Virginia. All right. He's going back to the trailer after he got out of the Marine Corps. Like, this kid doesn't have much hope in life, And yeah, well, Arthur, yeah, that's facts, man. All right. And the fact that the kid, didn't come from, I mean, it's like, doesn't have much hope in life and, doesn't have much to dream about.
That's
and then
disgusting.
You've got
You're calling him a trailer white
see,
trash.
This is
I didn't say that.
That's the type of shit that I don't like that you do, Arthur. Hold on. Time out. Let's get to somebody's
all the fucking
Call
time.
him white trash, man.
Yeah. I don't like that. You're twisting his words on purpose to make them sound as worse as they can. I know this. I read.
Why did he bring up that he lived in a trailer? Why is that relevant?
He's creating context to the witness. It's the same way when they talk about Bob Lazar and they say he was a pimp. I don't think that's a bad thing.
And
like, listen,
Corbell waved in front of him. Hey man, you can be in my Netflix documentary. All right. Corbell sent him so many texts. The kid, quote unquote, says he sends me a lot of texts all the time, telling me about, all the UFO cases that he does and everything.
The 29
and then telling the kid.
Hold on real quick. We got Truth Rising. Open Eye, I don't have time for you. I got Grider, Arthur, and VC Smart. I will not let you up here, Open Eye. So please, no. Truth
VC
Rising,
and non-credible.
Mine's real quick because it's just going to admit a mistake, King. You'll like that.
Oh, shit. Time out. Pause. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay. Now, remember the other day when you replayed that thing, with Lukatsky. And I had remembered, it differently. And I know why that happened, because in the middle of that sentence there, he thought the guy was putting words in his mouth. He said something to that effect. I don't remember what it was.
He said you're going beyond the word.
Yeah. So that may, my memory cut right there because I jumped to it. But gotcha. I did go back into space because Noncred, was talking about melting the wax of your wings to the sun. And he should remember that I did correct my mistake in front of everybody in there. And he said I got some wax back. So he's doing 100%. So there you go, King. I'm not trying to hide, make mistakes or be deceptive.
You are a bit of a stick in the mud, though. I mean, right?
Thank you, VC. First step to recovery is admitting you have an issue. Truth Rising, welcome to the club. Hope it's not too messy for you.
Hey, I'm in the back of a van with a 2-year-old right now, so sorry, my audio is not the best. But we're headed out to a steam engine show, actually, like an antique tractor steam engine show, and there's definitely some real sightings that are happening. I saw Jeremy, and I saw his footage. He was airing and going on a lot of shows talking about what I was seeing was the green lights in the sky, because it's night vision, right? But I guess they were red if you were there in person. And then I saw Stephen Greer and some others talk about how, and they showed when you adjust the focus on a camera, it will take one light in the sky and it will turn it into 3 triangular points of light. And that's exactly what I was seeing in Jeremy's footage. And I'm uncertain. Maybe he really did film, or not him, but maybe the military really did film some real crafts. But that's where I was starting from. I didn't really know where to go from there. So I'm hesitant with Jeremy. And I think of Corey Goode too. Corey Goode openly admitted recently in court, like, that a lot of the stuff he was saying was a lie. And I'm just wondering, like,
that was not recently, but go ahead.
Well, 3 years. How was it? 2.5 years ago, or was it 2019?
No, I think it was way before that, wasn't it?
Okay, it might have been. I guess it might have been 2018. I could have sworn it was at least 2019, 2020, but it might have been.
Someone will correct us. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I just think about Corey and how, if I was Corey, I would totally take. I hate to say it, but I do believe in what I believe, and if someone was pressing me and giving me money and encouraging me to go with it, I would go with it. And the question is, like, say you film something, say your YouTube channel's dying, right? And you film something in the woods, and then you see it in your audience. But then your audience goes down again, and what are you gonna do? Are you gonna never see another one? Or are you gonna start to fake it? And that's where I get nervous about Corey Goods and the Jeremys of the world. Is they might really have some genuine interest and some genuine credibility, but I think they fake it as well, and they fake it to increase their audience.
I can't really push back on that because I think there's probably some of that going on with all these people, even with the debunkers. I think they all have to do it to kind of keep the motion going. Non-cred, jump in.
Yo, okay, 29 Palms, right? Like, I have the old information, and then I have you guys talking about the new information, plus the Arch and Tony, the one, right? I just say, like, doesn't it seem like there's a greater than zero-sum chance, that flares were released, some Green Marines believed they were UFOs, someone somewhere became aware of that to the point where somebody then calls Jeremy Corbell and they just kind of like feed it to him as a UFO?
No. Jeremy Corbell saw the video on Facebook and was in the kid's DMs within 7 hours overnight. By the time the kid woke up in the morning, Jeremy was in his DMs.
Is this his first witness? And was he actively looking for it on a tip, or did he just stumble across it?
Dude, it's pretty obvious that that Corbell just stumbled across it. Who's calling it, like a tip in, like overnight to like their journalism, to like their journalist friend, like after something. I mean, dude, it's just it's just ridiculous.
I don't know. Well, I never said overnight. Like, see, now you're like putting like a timetable on it. Because I don't understand the timetable. I'm just like you're the one with the data, so I'm asking.
You can watch the video. I've got it streaming at noon today.
Okay. Well, like I said, I've been preoccupied. So, I mean, like, if you can't just like summarize it for me, that's fine. Like, I would like to get to it though, even if I have to watch your video.
Yeah, because I'm about to close the space out, guys. I got shit to do.
I need your help, non-cred.
Now you need my help, Arthur. JK, but DMs are open, dog.
I appreciate you, King.
I'll send you all my data.
Appreciate you guys have a great
one. Well, keep in mind that I'm very preoccupied and I'm not a real researcher.
Yeah, better researcher than VC Smart, I'll tell you that much. But guys, you guys have a great one, man.
I appreciate you, King Wakata.
What's up?
I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, thank you very much. You guys have a great one.
Love